Hey guys, it's me again, Travis Washington. Before you get to this episode of Mystery Titans Theater, always want to remind you, check out the Patreon. There's a link in the description below. We've always got some great stuff there, going to keep adding to it. If you are in the Patreon, reach out to me. I will play something for you, I promise. Let me know what you want. We'll add it to the rotation, either in the Patreon or on the big show. Your call. We'll get through this quickly. Remember the Patreon, remember the live shows on twitch.tv/Jarvis Washing Machine. Programming note, that's the big thing here. We're not on December 2nd, obviously. If you've been on Twitter, and if you're seeing this after December 2nd, no, it didn't happen. So we've moved to December 9th. Pete Schermacher can't make it. The Titans reunion will have to wait to another day. For another day. So we moved to December 9th. It's going to be our old friends, Kevin Lyon, aka the amazing Taro, and our buddy Sean Whitaker, joining Kelly and I on December 9th. So we'll be there, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 Eastern. Yeah, and then we finish December 16th, Fright 4, and then we have the December 30th, what do you call it? Movie spectacular tradition, where we always watch a movie at the end of the year, wrestling-based movie, and still guests to be determined. Okay, one last thing for this is me finishing Chrono Trigger, which was a big achievement. I wanted to mention that. But we're continuing, this is meant to be the help for your friends who need it, and the transition. So this time if you see them in sandals, your next step is going to be them in Doc Martens, and then eventually just bad sneakers. All right, enjoy the show. Give us your money.
Okay, let's go.
All right, welcome to Mystery Titans Theater. It's my birthday. I'm Travis Woloshyn. I am joined as always by two of my best friends, starting with the Chief J Historian, the Ken Burns of Wrestling, the third Brainbuster, Kelly T. Nelson. Kelly, how are you?
Doing great. Happy birthday, brother.
Thank you, man. And still, he said he's at 90%, but he's going back to 100% work hours. Is our boy, the great Johnny Hedgepath. Johnny, how are you?
Good, man. Yeah, you way to bury the lead on there. Oh, it's my birthday. Happy birthday, man.
Thank you. Show. Thank you. Yeah, we're going to have
46 years old.
That's right. That's
not
right.
Like a day over 52.
Matt P in the chat as well. We got Moose and Matt P.
Matt.
Hey, guys.
So what are we looking at here?
And we're hoping, I guess we will have another guest joining us here shortly. But this is Vancouver All-Star Wrestling. Great that Matt's in the chat. October 1st, 1983. And who are we looking at? I didn't get to see any names.
I don't know. There was no
Randy Rick
Wildfire. The had a belt.
Yeah. And we'll turn it up a
little
bit.
Maybe Matt P in the chat can fill us in on names.
Diamond Timothy?
Oh, yeah. Diamond Timothy Flowers. He was there for many, many years.
And it's
Jim Henson.
Haggerty.
Okay.
Stan Haggerty.
Hi ho.
Oh, dirty Jim Henson. Imagine Jim Henson as a nasty heel. It's a sweetheart off the.
Oh, I'm a darling when I'm a puppeteer, but get me in that squared circle and I will fuck you up.
Moose is going to look it up. October 1st, 1983.
Yes.
Nice. Like, what's he got there?
He's got a foreign object of some sort.
Popsicle stick, but since we're in Canada, it might be one of those sticks that, remember when we get those ice cream cups, Kelly, in assemblies? Yeah, those little sticks.
Yeah, or on sports days or end of the year days or whatever.
Wow. So Matt telling us that Tim Flowers was in attendance at the show I went to with Max recently, and he said he didn't recognize him at all and felt kind of bad. He blew past him and didn't say anything. That's cool. That's cool that they're still like 40 years later checking out the shows.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Is it they're looking for bookings? They're 62. I mean, is it really?
This flower's still blooming, baby. Yeah, oh yeah. Bloom ain't gone from this rose, brother.
Ugh.
And there is our guest this evening.
Hey.
This is Mike Dupree versus Timothy Flowers with Precious Peter Flowers on the outside. Old lady comes to the apron and yell at the ref afterwards. All right, we're gonna hear more. Max, are you here? It's all right.
I can hear. I can
Awesome.
hear, and I am here.
Ladies and gentlemen, principal boom owner, an old friend of mine, Max Mitchell. Max, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you for having me, Mystery Titans, theater,
Thank you,
humans, and audience.
So
excited to be back.
Yeah, here's something crazy off the top here. We're watching All-Star Wrestling from October 1st, 1983. And the guy in the ring was at the show we went to in Langley at All-Star Wrestling. He was in the crowd, Matt P's telling us.
Is this
Timothy Flowers?
Timothy Flowers. Okay.
Yeah.
Max, it's so cool. Like, seeing all these articles about Boom and how well it's going, and and how well everything's being received, and that you're willing to just throw it all away by being on this show. It's
I was going to say the same thing about your mustache.
The beginning of the
Hey-o.
I just trimmed this down to get it ready to go back to work. I had full Ox Baker going on for the last month.
Johnny, it's so great to see you, man. We haven't talked in forever. I haven't seen you since almost over a year.
Yeah, at the show.
That's right. And
last October.
And I told Travis recently that I was watching that show, and I think you are probably even though you had the most hilarious gaffe of any.
Yeah, my gaffe. Yeah,
you had a gaffe.
I know, he showed it to me. I'd forgotten about it, and thanks for reminding me of
that.
I haven't heard of this gaffe.
Just
I
whatever.
coughed, I forgot something, and I covered by saying, "Oh my goodness!" It's
on the mic.
Well, you're in Canada. You had to be polite.
Yeah, at least I didn't say, "Oh fuck." I knew it was a family show.
Oh, jeez.
Kelly, great to see you too, man.
Yeah,
who else is on this thing? Who else is here right now?
This is it right now.
Well, fantastic. I'm in.
But we got Matt.
company.
We got Matt and Moose in the chat. And a couple
Johnny,
others.
I was gonna say that I think that you are actually probably the most natural ring announcer we've ever had.
Yeah,
despite the one gaffe, you absolutely crushed.
Hey, it's the first time.
Yeah, it makes me wish that you lived in the vicinity, man.
And well, I could save up money for a vacation in the future. I don't think Boom's going anywhere anytime soon, based on
the hell's that supposed to mean? Oh, I see. Yeah. Well, we'll just yeah. Oh, dude. Yeah, anytime.
They've got me. They give me 4 weeks vacation now, and there's no way humanly possible to take 4 weeks vacation on this job. So who knows?
Moose saying he's across the border for a hot dog and a handshake. That's the guy in the chat.
That's about all you would get, miss.
Yeah. It's what we all get. It's a volunteer organization.
Yeah.
We are all paid in hot dogs and
It's the name of our pay-per-view. Oh, ref bump.
I'm gonna add
That was a
that
pretty
to my
good
list of show names.
Yeah.
Hot dogs and handshakes.
Yeah. Precious Peter Flowers, yeah.
So this is like a heel versus heel match, kind of, because Jim Henson was using a foreign object.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Jim Henson?
He looked like Jim Henson. That's what I was saying. He looked like he had one of those popsicle stick type spoons you used to get in ice cream cups way back in the day. Do you remember those, Max?
Oh,
Clara
yeah,
Peller is pissed off.
Yeah.
Awesome. Got a hat pin, Mary at ringside.
That's what Moose was saying. Somebody gets mad and they're a fan. Hilarious. Boy, they really got to keep it on the hard cam. You can tell here there's just one section that's just a big blue wall.
Oh yeah, it reminds me of AEW.
Yeah.
Who is this character with the mic? Wild Eyes.
He's been around for a while, Kelly, right?
Yeah, I think he was the long time. I think he worked for the TV station. Like
Can't remember his name offhand, but yeah, he is a Wild Eyes of the day.
Always forget. This was filmed in Burnaby at well, the station's now Global, whatever it was known as back then.
Somebody told me that all these tapes got taped over. So like the Masters, like there are no Masters for All Star in Vancouver.
Yeah, I think that's true for most of the old territories.
Matt says BCTV Studios, and we said the
Right.
referee was a young Vicious Vern who we saw there as well. Max, we saw at that ASW show. Do you remember Vicious Vern? We've seen him before. He gets pushed around in a wheelchair now. You've seen him on in ASW social media. He's like a heel manager now, right, Matt? The new signing was announced as Will Ospreay, for those wondering.
What new signing?
AEW.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Ospreay's-
they made
For
this.
ASW.
Yeah, he made this big deal about this big signing, and I'm like,
You're in
people are like,
trouble,
"It's probably
Max. They're getting
Ospreay."
Osprey now.
But isn't it kind of weird?
Surefire way to kill Boom.
Yeah, it's kind of weird to announce like the big surprise of the guy who's been on half the paper.
I know. I don't get it. Right? I thought it was Kota Ibushi the other day. I thought
Or
that was
Mercedes money.
Yeah,
or Monet. Yeah.
Monet,
after Kota Ibushi slowly riding a bicycle and slowly hitting people with a fake lead pipe, who slowly wait for him to do it. I don't know if I'd sign him.
Okay, so this is why I picked this video, because this is from whatever main arena they were using at the time.
It sounded like I think I heard Cloverdale.
Okay, yeah. By this time, probably Cloverdale, and it's a coal miner's glove match.
Ooh.
Wow.
I love this. And I believe, Kelly, tell me if I'm wrong, but do you love a coal miner's glove match?
I mean, there's so few on tape to judge. But I've heard, in Portland back in the day, it was a big deal. Calgary, they did it. Of course, there's the famous Sting versus Jake Roberts one from Halloween Havoc that stunk. But when done right, I mean, the gimmick is pretty solid. Yeah.
And the greatest is the Duggan DiBiase tuxedo
Right,
cage
on a
loser
pole.
Nicktown,
Yeah.
coal miner's glove on a pole match.
Is it? And so in a coal miner's glove match, do both participants get a coal miner's glove?
No, they have to fight over it.
Yeah.
That's pretty
The
good.
traditional one is it's at the top of the pole, right?
Oh,
And then you
We
get
gotta
it.
do it.
Yeah. Usually
gotta-
the heel will get it first, work over the baby face, and then the baby face turns the tables eventually.
You got a lot of coal mining up in Vancouver.
Well, like it can't
So
well,
much.
Yeah.
So much, dude.
Out of work. They're out of work because we're on the left coast. If you know what I'm saying, John.
Sorry, Stanley Park. Well, it was originally a coal mine, and then they covered it up.
So Matt's saying there's no ASW archives or tape library to speak of, but History of Canada Pro Wrestling on Twitter has probably the most extensive archive of footage, and he's missing huge runs of it, and he's been trying to compile it for a better part of a couple decades now.
Wow.
It's wild.
Wow. What it? Oh, God.
Labor of love.
Who's in this coal miner's glove match?
Not sure.
Moose had it on here. Let me scroll back.
Moondog Moretti.
Moose. What is
Okay,
Moose's
Moondog
story?
already.
Yeah, and Terry Adonis.
Okay.
Trav, is there a way for me? Because I'm on the Zoom right now. Is there a way for me to watch to participate in this and
In the
see
chat.
at
In the
the
chat.
same time?
Chat. You'd have to log on Twitch.
Okay, so do I log out of Zoom and then?
No,
No,
stay on
no,
Zoom. Just
no.
do it on like your phone or something, or if you have a separate. Like I got a separate laptop.
Oh, I see.
But if your computer can handle it, you could also log into the thing. But then you could get some weird echoes if you don't turn off it. You know.
Okay, I'm just gonna mute myself for a few minutes here while I try to do this,
Okay.
so that I can monitor the chat.
Yep.
We have no monitors in the chat. It's
Do we-
full of savages.
That's right. Yeah, gosh, I wish we knew something about what got him to this coal miner's glove situation.
Well, it's
He's
weird.
getting some
It's-
calisthenics and he's doing laps.
It's weird that there's one that wasn't a pole, and it's just like he's got it, and he's just going to try to get it off of him. Yeah,
Right.
He's the Moondog. Moondog Moretti does not look like the Moondogs of my youth.
Yeah, I didn't think he did. He was one of the top baby faces at this time. We're in a pretty sad period for Vancouver. It would only get more sad as the decade progressed.
Oh, now he's got it.
Now he gets it. Yeah. Like I said.
An Italian moondog. I never heard of that, Johnny.
Yeah, you know they're.
It's
Rough,
almost
rough, rough.
Salbalomo.
Bow wow.
Salbalomo style.
Yeah.
The moon dogs, you know, they're everywhere.
Back in the joining your group of shaggy dudes with your bonds. Max Mitchell is in the chat.
The announcer just said the one guy looked
There
like
you go, buddy.
anorexic.
Yeah,
so
there you
that
go,
was fun.
pal. When was Vancouver's top drawing years as a territory? The Duke is asking Kelly. Kelly's frozen again. The picture that is over top. It always looks like a perfect picture that would go over top of his
They were very
fireplace.
strong in the late 60s.
Late 60s.
Am I still frozen?
You just chopped a bit, but you're good.
Late 60s was their one of their major peaks, if not the biggest peak, when Gene Kiniski was the NWA champion.
Right.
So yeah, they got a lot of great matches, great talent during that time, and they were strong through most of the 70s. And then Al Tomko bought the promotion in the late 70s, and it went in the toilet very shortly thereafter. He had a falling out with Don Owen in Portland, so they lost all of Portland's talent, which was quite strong at the time, of course.
Kiss me.
What kind of venues were they running at their peak, do you think?
They did the Agrodome. They did the other one in the Peony. What is it called? The Gardens. I don't know if it's still called the Gardens.
The Forum.
Yeah, I thought one of them was called the Gardens, but maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, those were kind of the big ones.
Looks like an oven mitt.
It's the hamburger helper guy.
Yeah. This dude. We got here. We'll take care of this.
He's screaming in pain. It's torture. Every time they hit.
No, I need to look good.
Oh.
We shoot tomorrow.
As far as I know, they never ran the Pacific Coliseum, but they maybe actually in the 70s they did. But by the 80s, it was funny. Stampede started running shows at the Pacific Coliseum and did quite well. They teamed up with Stampede teamed up with the manager of Bryan Adams, who was like a big deal in Vancouver. They even got Tiger Williams to wrestle at the Pacific Coliseum.
Right. I've seen that footage, or I've seen pictures of it.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think there's footage, but yeah, probably pictures.
Yeah.
And that drew like 6,000, which is a great number.
No shit. Matt saying All-Star was such a big brand name in the 70s. It used to be part of the PNE's concert series. Like you'd watch Johnny Cash one night and then ASW the next night.
That's where we're going, Trav.
Yeah.
That's where we're going, brother.
All right. Sounds good.
Yeah, it's a good idea. You guys should bring back to the roots and do a show in the PNE.
Yeah.
I would love to. I can't imagine that the other promotions around town haven't tried. But I don't know why they.
NXT did a show or did a few shows at the Agrodome.
We were at one together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that Asuka?
Yes.
Asuka, the first one. Yeah.
So Asuka
that was a
saw
brief of Tomko.
Yeah.
Were they in the Memphis studio? Look at this.
I know,
Very
that's that one
similar.
blue wall, man.
Yeah.
But it was the same as a TV studio, just like Memphis.
Right.
What are your guys' opinion about studio wrestling in general? I find that
I'm a big
things
fan.
like this, like the shot of like just the blue wall, like I don't know, it takes me out of it. I just can't. I can't.
I love it if it's good.
Yeah.
Like
if the talent's good, it doesn't matter if they're wrestling in front of a blue wall, pink wall, green wall, whatever.
like Memphis has a
The
background.
talent
that's-
wasn't good at
yeah.
this time in Vancouver.
Memphis always had a background of that studio that looked like the set for Brigadoon, but
Yes.
it always had the crowd was always going ape shit, and they had the greatest angles, and it was like an hour and a half of pure excitement. And the TBS one for Crockett, you got to see all those flags from all over the world.
Mhm. Yeah. But it was a different era. It's if you did it today, it just looked like you were trying to
Take a
personate
look at
80s territory.
take a look at what'd you call him, Travis? William S. Pumpkinhead, or
William S. Pumpkins, William H. Pumpkins. Someone
William
called Billy Corgan that online. I really like it.
Yeah,
That's funny.
I saw a clip from the NWA show, and that looks like a very empty studio show.
Yeah. At the beginning, that was really fun. I thought it was a really good idea. Remember when they had the question?
I
Good
liked
job,
it, yeah.
Moose. Good. Well,
Good.
well use of your points there, Moose. Max,
Who's
you
the
see it?
mask guy? Is anyone in the chat now? Oh, it's the spoiler.
It's yeah,
But
spoiler.
not-
Sorry, I meant to say
not the
Yeah.
spoiler.
That's
The
like
Yeah.
spoiler.
fake spoiler. Gives away
Definitely
fake
not Don
spoilers. He tells people that the ending of Planet
This
of the
guy's
Apes
gimmick is
they're
actually
on Venus.
he is an actual spoiler of endings to movies and stuff.
1982, The Duke. I love in studio wrestling when they have to go up to the announcer's desk all the time to cut short promos.
Mm-hmm.
I think so too, man.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that feels so lost to me in modern wrestling is just like spitting off the dome, you know, and just cutting a quick promo based on what's you're supposed to be promoting the next week and who you're supposed to be feuding with. And so much magic just kind of came out of that, like just the necessity of it and the just like the basically having to do it with no prep.
Yeah.
I do.
And the
I do
wrestlers
kinda
got so
wish
much
that came back.
experience because they did it every week. So
Exactly.
they became very good.
And
promos.
if it's Memphis, it's you got the greatest announced team of all time, Lance Russell and Dave Brown, and Lance Russell is just trying to be the sole voice of reason amongst all this madness going on and holding it all together.
Yeah. Gordon Solie was the same.
Yeah, that's right. Wild Ice. It's Wild Ice. I don't know if you guys
Wild
saw
Eyes
the.
is
I don't
the
know.
spiritual successor to Lance Russell and Gordon Solie.
I've added I got the recap video at the end of this.
Oh,
Max.
okay, good. Well, you guys will be aghast at Wild Eyes' behavior at the last show.
Yeah, we might have to start a GoFundMe, as the first commenter said. I have been fined.
See, now if you're going to follow in the tradition of Solie and Lance, Travis, you got to carry yourself with a little more fucking class.
You're right. You're right. I
Professionalism.
apologized immediately.
He did apologize, but you got to have standards.
That's true. The Duke said, I thought the greatest announced team was Excalibur and Tony Schiavone. Johnny?
Oh, yeah.
Hey.
Oh, yeah. They're great. I feel we're listening to them. I feel like how Taz sounds like he just can't believe he has to sit there in the middle of these two.
I do like when Matthew cuts it together on Botchamania. That's really all I get from it. Nora loves Botchamania. She gets so excited when we put up my YouTube subscriptions and there's a new Botchamania episode for us to watch.
Ooh, I'm sure we can engineer some way to get her on there.
Yeah, or to do the intro. I'm the Archduchess from Boom Pro Wrestling, and you're watching Botchamania.
No, you have her do a fake blooper and curse, and then
Yes.
another day. Oh, you can do it. We're live, pal.
I love it. I love it.
That would be brilliant. That would be so good.
I think we got it, man. We've workshopped it. We just workshopped
it. This guy looks like a skinny Tommy Rich, whoever it is.
It did say. Who did you say it was? Moose? Randy Rich, or at least that's what he's going by. So he must have known.
Okay, so he is like Tommy's skinny Canadian.
Right, everybody's like they're all just like riding in the wake of these wrestlers.
Yeah. This is a Canadian dollar store.
In Randy Rich.
This is Canadian dollar store Georgia wrestling.
Yes. God.
Got a
campfire.
Fake
campfire Randy Rich.
We'll be seeing Tommy Rich a little later in my little birthday present for Travis.
Awesome.
How it is? I'm looking at this chat thing. There's 6 people in the chat. Is that what I'm understanding?
That's how many viewers we have at this time.
Okay, but they're not necessarily in the chat. Is that what you're telling me?
Some people could be chatting if they wanted to.
I don't understand how.
But we have friends like Denise barely chats, but when she does, it's a big deal. So she might be
Denise.
out there. But
Denise.
Well, we'll see. She might not even be here.
If you're here, Denise, you must make yourself known.
We'll see. It's a long
Please.
show. Some of them drop in and out, you know. Which is Sean will probably come. And we'd prefer you not call attention to the fact that we don't have double-digit listeners at this point.
It's only been 3.5 years. You know, we're still building.
He's like, Max sounds like unfrozen caveman lawyer.
Yeah.
Your Twitch confuses me.
It does. It's not even. Not,
And he's the youngest of all of us.
that's a shoot.
Yep. So do we know who this spoiler was? Yeah, the Duke
spoiler-
always drops in when it's farming videos. That's right. Always drops
don't
in when
think
it
it's
looks
gonna
like not
be-
wrestling.
Don't think it's going to be anybody we know.
It's John Tenta, a young John Tenta. The spoiler. No, we're joking. I wish.
okay.
We're just trying to figure out who he is.
Young John Tent is
He's
about
nobody.
2 or 3 years away from Vancouver, wrestling in Vancouver.
I love that when they're trying to decide what color the turnbuckles are, they decide to go with dingy.
Cigar,
Old catcher's mitt.
yeah,
Beige. Yeah.
tobacco smoke stained.
Yes.
Oof.
This one's
I'm in
going.
this Facebook group that's like all old all-star wrestlers and managers from this period. And you know, they're quite old.
Yeah.
And they don't quite understand how Facebook works and stuff.
Oh,
And
Jesus.
it's very sweet. It's
Yeah,
very,
yeah.
very
Yeah.
but it's also like watching my grandparents like talk to each other on the internet.
Right.
I'm
Signing
curious,
their
like,
name at the end of posts.
And they're only
Absolutely.
and they're actually only in their late 50s, early 60s. They're just
Oh, no.
wrestlers. And
no, these guys are way up there. Dude, Age Matt P, is that Age Well podcast? Is that Matt?
Yeah.
Yes. And so he's saying, is this group run by Fuzzy Sayers? Yes, it is. Are you in there, Matt?
That's awesome.
Dude, yes. Totally.
That's funny.
It's funny in there.
Ooh. Sit down, pile driver. That's like a rocking chair. This is way too long. I knew as soon as he pinned him there, we were getting put on the ropes. Does Mauro Ranallo show up on ASW as an announcer at some point,
Yes.
Kelly? Yeah.
A few more years, just like Tenta. He's only
Right.
16 when he starts.
Wow.
He's a manager, actually. Like he's like a junior Jim Cornette.
Ha.
Fast talking manager.
What's he up to now?
Mamma Mia guy.
Mamma mia.
Yeah.
Here we go again.
Oh, you're thinking of Bjorn, somebody from ABBA. No, yeah, no.
Jan Borg. 5-time
I
Wimbledon
couldn't-
champion.
On board.
Or
A
whatever he
draw.
was for.
Mystery Titans Theater tradition here. A shitty
Yeah.
draw.
Yes. Was it? Oh man. Oh, come
Yeah, it
on.
was.
Yeah, we'd love it. It wouldn't be make my birthday special that we got a draw tonight. Referee Vern Siebert. It is Vicious Vern. Rick Patterson.
Here we go. And joined in progress.
In his Suzanne Summers jazzercise gear.
The Hollywood Playboy, I believe he was called.
Morrow's back to doing MMA and boxing full time, Matt says. The only draw these two will ever be associated with. Very good, Moose.
Who's the guy in the black?
Don't know.
Heard it.
Got a sweet goatee.
Is the same Rick Patterson that still wrestles as Leatherface, Kelly?
I
that
have
some-
no idea. There's still someone wrestling as Leatherface in 2023.
Oh, I saw it in Botchamania, but it could have just been because it was from some October show that
Right.
they dressed up a couple leather faces. Joe Cagle.
Joe Cagle.
Leatherface.
Joseph Cagle.
Leatherface is actually a really derogatory term for the rats that they use too. Just wrestling.
Just like the turnbuckles.
Yep.
Leather faces.
You get a load of the leather faces outside the dressing room.
Eee. Slim Pickens. Slim Pickens, brother.
Yeah.
Slim
when a
Pickens
territory is
and
really
Yakima.
bad, is the rats are no good either.
Yakima is now my go-to.
I know, because we were talking, we brought it up recently about how Defy ran a show there and it just looked like a bunch of empty seats. Like, why run a show there? You know the one, right, Max? They just ran that. It was like a couple months ago. I think you're muted right now, Max. There you go.
Yeah. I suspect that Yakima Stadium is a bit of
The
a
Sundome
for that community, and that they must have some kind of strange deal with people who want to run shows there.
Good point.
It absolutely makes no sense for anybody to run a show in Yakima at that size.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
because I think that's.
I had heard of Yakima.
Sundome, yes.
I had heard of Yakima because my the company I work for has a branch there.
Huh. Moose says even WWE doesn't sell out the Sundome. That's hilarious. That's crazy. Yeah, it's just not close to anything. I talked about it.
Isn't there? What's in Tacoma? Doesn't Tacoma have a dome?
There's the Tacoma Dome.
It's the Tacoma Dome. Okay, yeah.
Dude's the landlord moved to Yakima. Also, what is the name of the Yakima minor league baseball team? Anybody?
What
Yakima,
league are they?
They were in the same league as the Vancouver Canadians, but I don't know if they made the move over to Single A. They used to be in the short season. Yakima.
The Yakamaniacs?
It is the Yakima Bears.
There we go.
Just the Bears. Kind of boring. Kind of not a great payoff for this.
Yeah.
For this particular segment, but we did it anyways, guys. While I have you, not because I want to listen, this is coming from a place of appreciation and joy for all the people who have come before us. But I would really just love to read you this post that I'm reading right now on the All-Star Wrestlings in the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s Facebook group, just so that you can understand. Matt B in the chat. Matt does not want me to read this, but Matt, it's gonna be worth it. It is gonna be worth it. Please understand that this is coming from
understood. Yes.
Dude, if they can't figure out Facebook, they can't figure out YouTube. Don't worry about it.
Okay. I just don't want to come across as disrespectful or
right,
making fun of my elders, which I absolutely am not.
Right.
But, in the same way that I might poke fun at my own mother for how she can somehow lose her web address bar in her browser and then needs to call me up in the middle of the night to get it back.
Yeah.
So, the guy who runs it, who I will not mention by name. This is. I'm going to read his quote here. Okay, this is his post, a photo of himself, and then this post. Sorry. This is in response to allegations that members of this group are receiving pornographic messages in their DMs. Now,
oh, heaven forbid.
Yes. Now here's the thing.
Betty Page.
I don't think
isn't that what DMs are for?
Yes, right. I don't think for 1 second that anybody who's joined this group is getting pornographic DMs from anyone in this group or because of this group.
Sizzling hot nude mullahs.
Yes, but one of these people who joined it has posted, has made an accusation that they are getting porn in their DMs because of this group. And this poor guy, who must be, he's up there.
Right,
this is his response. I have gone out of my way to stop porn. Purveyors from plastering the ASW site with large amounts of pornography. I am certainly not a prude, but this proud wrestling site has no place for smut. I competed proudly in ASW from 1983 until 1990. And then he signs his name and he lists his credentials, which include Canadian heavyweight champion and UWA tag team champions, as well as 1987 ASW manager of the year and inductee
Oh, then he's not that old.
into the Canadian Wrestling Hall of Fame 1988. And then he posts a photo of himself, which is like very, very
and he's holding pornography in his hand, right? Oops.
yeah. It's a hoot.
It's a dick pic.
That aside, it is a really fun place.
He can't figure out Facebook.
It's actually a really amazing like Facebook group because it's like the scrapbooking that is going on from all these former participants is awesome. It's really, really cool.
Yeah, I follow a Stampede one that's similar, very similar. I've been finding a lot of like pictures I'd never seen before.
Yeah. They're great for pictures for sure.
Yeah.
Matt is saying, Max, check the spelling. It was manger of the year, not manager of the year.
Like the thing they
nativity. He was in a nativity.
Yes.
Right.
That's what they were booking in the late 80s in Vancouver was
Nativity angles.
biblical recreations.
Myrrh on a pole match.
Big money. Yeah.
You can keep the myrrh.
Matt P, if you're listening, I want to ask you a question. Has Fuzzy, the guy who runs the thing, has he ever been out to an all-star match since you've been there?
Fuzzy Zeller? PGA Tour, great.
Yeah, he made an unfortunate comment on the message board.
Yeah. He's probably getting porn DMs as the group mod and thinks everyone is seeing it, even though Matt says he's assured him that he's not. That's so funny. Oh man.
Just for you.
I like this one guy in the corner over here on the hard blue side with a living room lamp and a recliner.
I know, I saw that. What the heck? That's like, you can win best seat in the house.
Best seat in the house.
Maybe.
You don't need to sit next to the rest of that smelly riffraff.
Right. And the bleachers.
Ugh. Nothing but leather faces up there.
How many people are at this? It looks like it's in a gym. What did they say?
Yeah,
looks
that's
like
what
a
I thought too. Yeah.
It looks like a gym with a tarp put up.
Right.
We don't want to show how big this gym actually is. They had to tarp off the grade school gym.
I'm sure they filmed cooking shows and who knows what else there.
They had to get Walk with Yan out of there and get this
fitness
thing built.
Fitness programs.
ASW in your house, says the Duke. Another draw. Oh, it really is the best birthday ever.
Yep.
You're welcome.
Who's tuning in to see draws on a Saturday?
Two draws
1983.
I love these two old ladies in the front row.
Is that a Loretta Lynn song? Two draws and a coal miner's glove match.
It was a B-side on one of
Spoiler, Rick Patterson. Did we just
singles.
see them?
All right. Hey. So we're moving on. Here's a commercial for my beloved Game & Watch.
Oh my God. What? I don't understand how Twitch works. Where did this come from? I don't understand.
Okay,
this is part of my YouTube playlist. I'm just sharing YouTube with you right now.
Okay.
Yeah,
well,
we put the show together on YouTube and we stream it live on Twitch.
I see.
Welcome to the 21st century, Max.
Yeah, and here we go. 5 days before I was born.
Yes.
Wow, the heydays of
there
superstar Billy Graham.
Yep, he was.
Fuck yeah! I saw Andre there. Not the first time we'll see him tonight or last time.
Backlund's there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, noticed. Yeah,
Mr.
they've been.
Fuji.
they've been leaving Backlund out of the every time they've been mentioning Roman Reigns is who he's catching up to, right? They aren't mentioning
Oh, really?
Yeah, they didn't mention Backlund, but I think it's because they actually started recognizing the Inoki
switch.
reign. So technically, Backlund has two.
That's one that they acknowledge sometimes and then don't. Whatever suits their narrative at the time.
Right.
Because yes, that came like a year and a half into his reign, so that would have made it a lot less.
You see the latest picture of this creepy old dying decaying.
Oh my god, he looks French. Yeah,
yeah,
he's got a cane.
With his cane and his beret.
It looks like a.
It's like what George Burns used to wear before he died.
Oh my god,
it's Groucho.
It is pretty good.
It's old Groucho's beret.
Yeah, it's so
I didn't
funny.
realize that George Burns died.
Oh my god, it would have been like 130 by now. I feel like.
Kidding.
Okay, hilarious.
He hung on
Johnny
for
Rods.
a long time.
Right on. That's back-to-back Johnny Rods.
Rods.
Oh,
I like that.
Oh, it's Dr. Michael Tedesco. He was the good doctor.
That's my last name of my grandpa's girlfriend, Tedesco.
This is pre-Zaharian.
Yeah, pre-Zaharian.
Your grandpa has a girlfriend. I didn't know that.
Yeah, he has for a long time.
McHugh. Joe McHugh, one of the greats. One of the great ring announcers.
Johnny, if we don't hit a home run tonight, I do like for the title of tonight's episode, Grandpa Has a Girlfriend. Johnny always picks the title.
Yeah, Max, I pick a title just like whatever phrase tickles me the most and sounds the best.
And I kind of like Grandpa Has a Girlfriend.
But then again, all decisions are rest on my beefy shoulders.
I mean, I don't want to weigh anything.
Have you seen John Mulaney's Sack Lunch Bunch? That's
yes, so good.
Grandma Has a Boyfriend is fantastic.
Yeah, is that a line from it? Yes. A song. Yeah, no, I remember that. But the one that stood out, it's been for me a while. That's it. But I remember all I want is noodles with a little bit of butter. That's the best.
I love. Before we get to the Rock's grandfather over here, I love Mulaney's latest special, which is all about his intervention and rehab.
Right. Yeah, we saw that. It was
and
good.
What an ass! And I especially love when he reads that Vanity Fair article where
he was super high. Yeah. What the fuck? The hell was that move by Strongbow there to leave the ring? Did you see that?
Yeah,
they do that all the time.
No, yeah, it's part of what his people do.
Yeah, yes. What the man? And there's those. That's Chief Maivia.
Oh, look at these two hep cats. Look at these two hep cats.
Two chiefs.
Yep. Right.
Yeah, I know. Doing the
super chiefs.
Hustle. Yeah.
Yeah. Those tattoos back then are insane.
Blowjob baby face of 1977.
Especially considering how they're done. Just hammer and nail.
Oh yeah, it's extremely painful.
Yeah, nobody knows this, but Kelly's got his full back done by that way.
Just in a drunken night in Edmonton back in 1998.
On a dare.
One night. So
I can't remember.
They're sketching.
It could have been a month. It could have been a night. He woke up.
It's a giant picture of Iron Mike Sharp.
Yeah, that is the greatest athlete.
So this is Estrada and Rods.
Mm-hmm.
I missed some of the context here. Where is this geographically?
Well, it's
Allentown,
no,
it wasn't Allentown yet. I think this is Philadelphia. Yeah.
But it's WWWF.
Yeah.
Was this
The old New York territory.
This was still WWWF, right?
Yeah, that's what.
Yes. Yeah, I think it's Philadelphia.
But then
the
they got
Philadelphia
the
Arena.
W out.
Yeah, they got the,
Imagine Vince Senior doing that talk.
Yeah. Do that same bit with the
Yes,
blow,
yes, the good guys and
blowtorch.
bad guys. Oh no, I
No,
thought he'd be like,
the blowtorch in the hedge.
yes,
We got
yes,
the F out.
yeah.
You would have to have some serious balls in this day and age to have a wrestling promotion with a 4-letter acronym. 4 letters?
Yeah.
Too many.
Like, come on, we got places to be. I think I can read 4 letters right now. Come on.
You're like,
At
4 letters
at
is
least
4 letters is fine as long as there's no periods.
it's a 4 letters is 4 syllables. It's a lot. It's a mouthful. It's a
Mhm.
mouthful.
They're out there.
Because there's always a W in there too, and that's a few syllables.
Exactly.
I used to go to
3
Jersey,
by my count.
Jersey All
it's
Pro.
too many W's. Yeah.
Jersey All Pro, which was a hot indie back in the day, was JAPW.
Hopefully the Philly crowd starts booing Strongbow, says Duke.
No, this is
Jersey All Pro.
Jersey All Pro Wrestling.
Oh yeah, Jersey All Pro. 4 syllables.
Yeah, wrestling.
Jersey.
But then it's JAP. I don't know about that, my friend.
Yeah. Yeah, JAPW is 6. So
Yeah.
that's why they defaulted to Jersey All Pro. Easier.
Yeah, but the initials were JAPW.
More syllables than Jersey All Pro. I'm not sure
But-
the point I'm trying to make.
I don't know either. Chasing this like a hound chasing a fucking squirrel.
As long as we're not fighting, Johnny, then I'm okay.
Well, boom can be a 4 letter.
I think boom's
Turn
a
it into an
4.
acronym. Yeah.
I
If
had
you turn
two
it into an
people from Quebec.
acronym, what would it stand for?
BPW. So I had 2 people message me from Quebec, one a wrestler and one a journalist, last in the past couple of weeks, and they both were like, "Hey, I'm just inquiring about BPW," and I was like, "What is that?"
Yeah.
That's a Pornhub
like, what?
search term.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know what that is.
and
But it's
and he
known
threw
as-
and he put up a poll on Twitter, and I feel like boom, BPW didn't
Not
have
a
any
single person.
any fans. Yeah.
Not a single person.
Who are the Johnny Rods and who?
Jose
Estrada,
Estrada.
of course.
Estrada,
So is this when did
notable team.
when did the mystery of time?
BPW, big Polynesian women.
Yeah, it's one of my
I would
favorite.
run
That's a big...
It's one of my favorite.
I would gladly run that.
It's on my Tinder profile.
Come to the show February 23rd. We're halfway there.
Is this the time when you guys would have started watching, or is this what the
No,
Titans DVDs? When do they start? 79?
beginning of 79 for the
Yeah.
original set. Then
Yeah.
there
There
was
the second
the
set, which was
75 to
really early
78
stuff.
was the secondary. We tried to do that one, but it got poo-pooed after 4 episodes or something.
Yeah.
Pete and Parv couldn't handle the
Okay, speaking of
bad
which,
wrestling.
Oh, but Pete can't do that show anyways, Johnny. So you're both off the hook.
oh, okay.
So we're gonna look. I've been putting out feelers early on here.
Well,
Just
what I
talking
was-
to Kelly about it.
Well, what I was going to say was our next show, which was supposed to be a Titans reunion, but now I'm here. That's not happening. I'm going to be in New Jersey, and I was considering. I was like, well, I mean, maybe I could bring my laptop or whatever. And that night, my friends were like, "Oh, we're having a Christmas party with everyone there." And I was like, "All right." Then I found out today this Christmas party starts at 4.
Hmm.
So I'm like, "Huh, I could easily be done with this by 10 o'clock." So we'll see.
Nice. All right. Well, no pressure, buddy.
No,
You're
well,
happy to hang out.
Given the last 2 visits and certain ones of my friends back home, trust me, by 10 o'clock I'll be wanting to get away from
Yeah.
those stumbling asses.
Sounds like Christmas, baby.
It sounds like every time I visit them.
What was the finish here? I didn't see.
Sleeper by
Back to-
Strongbow.
Oh, okay. Just like
And
Adam
then-
Sandler puts on Rob Schneider and Big
God,
Daddy.
these guys just can't stop hugging each other.
They love
Yeah.
each other until Peter. When Peter Maivia turns heel, he rips up Strongbow's headdress and
Does he do the head rip up
Yeah,
headdress
he
on him
feeds
too?
it to him.
Oh wow.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I mean,
Fry it up in
Arion
a
did
pot.
that when he turned on.
Oh yeah,
Strongbow.
yeah.
Yeah, boy.
Everybody
Italian.
turned on Strongbow eventually. He was the guy to turn
Yeah.
heel on.
Referee demanding Strongbow awaken.
Yeah, you got to wake the guy up. There's a rule you should guys. There's a rule you guys should bring back that nobody does. The guy uses the sleep. The guy uses a sleeper. You have to wake the guy up.
Just
Yeah, what
common
do
you mean?
courtty.
You have to.
You'll have
Well, you got to
you're
make sure he's
disqualified.
okay because he's.
You could
Could
have
be,
killed
has to
him.
get-
every second
Well,
he's
he-
out, he's losing blood to his brain.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, that
Of
went on
course
for
he
a
has
long
to
time.
wake up.
Remember, Brutus Beefcake had to wake guys up.
Yeah,
Right. I remember that. But he was also waking them up to show them
Oh,
the
jeez.
humiliation.
Yeah.
No, that's not happening. He's putting everybody out.
Asleep as well.
Hey, back to why
Yeah,
do they
he's-
keep doing these cool
Because
low
they're showing
fives?
how
Because that
down-
was hot at the time.
I
It
know.
was
Like,
like
man.
I don't
wait,
know.
Yeah, he is gonna wake up. It's
I'm
always
gonna
in
wake
like the
this-
back of the neck, right?
Yeah, you got to give him a little massage.
yeah, like a karate chop to the.
He's gonna do a ventriloquist
Yeah,
routine.
no, he gives him a little
To the
massage.
neck.
Oh, see, he cracked his neck. Woke him up.
How do you like school? How do you like school, Jose? Closed.
More hugging. Okay, Jay, let's go and then shower each other in the bed.
Yeah, they
those
gotta
guys.
lather each other up.
Oh, I
was
believe
there
it's
ever a time
Continental Nobleman.
where Vince McMahon was not like who did Vince McMahon take over for on commentary? Or has he always been there?
No, I used to know the name, but
I
none of the
forget the name too.
As far as I know, there is no existing footage of that out there. Right? Is
There's
there?
a bit. I don't know if it was the specific guy that Vince took over. Remember, we watched those shows from the mid '60s.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
boy. Ivan Putski.
There he is.
But the story is the guy wanted more money because they were changing the taping
Right,
location, so it was
right.
further for him to drive to get there.
Mm.
And Vince Senior just said, "Fuck off! I'll use my son instead."
Whirly's got his shirt on backwards. Johnny, don't know if you saw.
Fuck Dick World.
Whoops. Whoops a
That's a
daisy.
good lesson for all 7 people who might be listening.
Yeah.
As soon as you ask for more money, you're really, even if it's $5, $10, my God, you're really putting yourself at risk.
It's
Okay,
You
true.
have no idea.
You're not
You
a
think-
wresling promoter until you stiff somebody or
Oh,
play
and-
hardball over.
I would never stiff someone.
And Max,
Never stiff someone.
and Max, that's just live listening. We do get a lot more YouTube viewers.
Fair
This-
enough.
Mostly
this
Chinese
doesn't
bots,
just go
though.
into the ether.
Ah.
Oh no, that's fine. That's fine.
The Duke.
I'm
the
just
Duke.
trying to warn everyone.
Yeah, the Duke. Awesome. Hilarious. Well done, buddy. The Duke wants an Imaginary Stories podcast reunion.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Duke.
I
Yeah,
can-
Duke's a longtime fan. He's a PWO poster, and yeah, he
Maybe a-
loves imaginary
maybe a
stories. Johnny and I,
one-time.
what we should do. Well, we were gonna do a new series eventually, maybe.
Mhm.
We'll see. We'll do maybe a mini series.
Did you guys
Yeah,
ever do
dude, I'm down for
Popeye?
it. We
No.
didn't do Popeye.
No,
That was
Yeah.
a
we did
great
Dick
one.
Tracy, but that was the
Yeah.
only newspaper.
And
story.
Archie. Yeah, Archie.
Yeah, and
they're-
Archie. Yeah,
Yeah.
Our 3.5-hour odyssey into Archie.
Archie was awesome.
I think each
my
one
God.
was a 3-hour odyssey.
And you talked about the Lil Archie, where he learns kung fu. What's it called? The
Yes.
Silent Way.
The
And it's-
silent way.
Yeah.
And it's like it's like a
like a
Frank
mugger.
Miller. I remember
Yeah.
that one. It's like
Or
Frank
the
Miller.
G.I. Joe, the silent
Yeah.
G.I. Joe.
Yeah,
It's
guy's gonna
little
rape-
Archie.
a guy's gonna rape
Groundbreaking.
little Archie's mother, and little Archie has to fuck him up in an
Yeah.
alley.
But it's like no thought bubbles.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You're like, no
Yeah,
one's
it's
doing any
super
talking.
ahead of its time.
It's a
Yeah.
silent way. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Duke
Yeah, I'd
is
be
giving
down for
you
that, Kelly.
props for your
I'd
Dick
love to
Tracy episode.
do some just specials on
Yeah.
comics or comic strips.
Yes. Well, yeah. It's
Let's really narrow down our listenership.
at this point, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Let's do old comic
At this
strips.
We can do Tijuana Bibles.
Now that I'd be into.
I do have a collection of those.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah.
That's what you have tattooed on the back. It's
Obscure.
Kelly, did you
Dagwood boning Blondie?
did you
There is
get
a Popeye one with it's actually Pappy. Pappy and a young lady at the beach, if I remember correctly.
did you get that Stan Lee biography
Yes.
that we were talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great.
The one I read.
No, it's the the illustrated one by Tom
okay.
Scioli. It's great. Yeah.
Because you you had told me about this, and I started on the plane, but I haven't watched it yet, and it's really, really cool.
Yeah.
What year is this guy? Sorry, this match.
77.
77.
Year I was born, 5 days before I was born.
Aired 5 days before Travis was born.
I was. What month was it?
November 12th.
I was 7 years old.
7. I was
in the height of Star Wars mania.
It was 3.5 months.
And this is being broadcast on television.
Yes.
Yes.
No, it was shown in movie theaters. So.
Yeah. We didn't have newsreels.
I honestly have no idea. I have no clue.
We didn't have news. We didn't have newsreels, but we had WWF before I saw Star Wars. You know?
This is pre pay-per-view.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. This is local television programming.
This was in New York. It aired at midnight on Saturdays, I believe. They were basically commercials for the house shows. You watched this, and then they would cut promos on each other for MSG or the Spectrum, Boston Garden, whichever city you were in.
And the tape made their circuit.
Yeah.
So you watched it in Philadelphia, you watched it in Boston,
Mhm.
New York, New Jersey, Baltimore, and the Northeast. You know,
Incredible.
You'd get it on either UHF or this wasn't on NBC.
Usually,
ABC,
yeah. Some on UHF and otherwise. Whatever.
New York's WOR off and on, but for the longest time had WWF on it, and that eventually became a early superstation. But yeah,
I mean, it's fascinating.
Yeah. It was
anytime I'm on this is this how do you describe this? Is this a stream? Is this a show? What am I on?
It's a YouTube show. You're
Travis,
on a YouTube
what am I on?
show.
Am I on a show?
You can call it a show. Some people call it a podcast. It's a show.
It sounds like you're on mushrooms, is what it sounds like.
No. It's like anytime. This is when I watch wrestling from this era, and it just boggles my mind. You know that somebody would. No offense. I understand. I understand that from a nostalgia and everything point of view and a historical point of view, this is sort of intellectually stimulating. But from just like a pure entertainment standpoint, that match was awful. That was just
it's a job.
Unwatchable.
It's not about match quality.
It's not about match quality.
Yeah.
These shows now down south and the southern shows at this same time had more action, had more like top guy versus top guy matches. WWF and most of the others, you didn't get that. You got squashes and promos to get you to go to the Garden or to the local high school gym. That's what these were.
Yeah, which I totally appreciate. But it's just like I'm trying to compute in my mind, like where would somebody put this up for public consumption? You know, it's
a totally different time. It wasn't
cable.
about ratings at this time. That
we didn't
didn't
have
matter
cable.
at all. Yeah, there was no cable. It was an infomercial essentially.
Yes. I wonder how many channels people had back then. When I was like, like 6 or 7, there was like 13 channels. Maybe.
Yeah, 13. Okay, yeah. I was lucky enough to live in New Jersey, so we got all the local Philadelphia channels and the New York channels, which just meant we got 2 CBSs, 2 NBCs, but we got the UHF from both cities. So that was a way to get more pro wrestling, Godzilla movies and reruns of the Munsters and whatever. That's what all UHF was filled with. That was where wrestling lived. Karate movies.
Yeah.
Saturday afternoons, it was karate movies followed by wrestling on UHF TV.
Marta watched some 50s wrestling with us, Max, and she really loved it. Like there's like 2 women, or was that Jenny? Anyway, I know we might have watched. I'm sure we watched some women wrestling with Marta as well. Anyway.
Jenny was with Jenny. We watched the
Yuli
Brenner
Brenner
one that got
yeah, they
Well,
got
the one
taken
from
down.
the 30s.
Like the Tanaka and Fuji, I mean, I won't even try to match them power. I try to match them as far.
Oh, man.
Like he really sounds like a Native American, doesn't he?
Yeah.
They're concerned about
But yeah, but in general, you had 13 channels generally, and then whatever you could get on UHF, depending on your antenna.
Yeah, I think UHF.
Click,
I don't know. If, I
click.
think that's just an American thing. I don't know if UHF was a Canadian.
Yeah, I was about to ask if you guys had the Canadian
Like our
version of
TVs had a
UHF.
UHF knob.
Yes, yes.
But there was never
I remember
anything
the
on
UHF.
it.
They
Yeah,
were
yeah.
useless.
Okay.
Yeah, they
Okay.
didn't do anything.
I remember the day I discovered it. Like I was a little kid, and a friend of mine was like, "There's a channel on that other dial, and they've got Spider-Man cartoon." I was like 4 or 5 years old, and I discovered it, and they showed the old 1960 Spider-Man. That's how
Awesome.
I discovered UHF TV. Speed
But
Racer.
do you
was
remember
on.
the day that? Do you remember the day that you discovered the Weird Al movie UHF?
I was in high school, so yeah. It's
I
something we did in high school.
remember we watched
Kelly, we
it
would
every
watch it
day at
all
one
the
point
time.
when you were in high school or
Yeah.
junior high, probably, or high
Yeah.
school maybe.
The Michael Richards.
Yeah,
The mop.
that it was basically because of Michael Richards.
Yeah.
You're a big fan of his stand-up comedy, right, Kelly?
Yeah.
I really think they don't really
Matt P saying supplies. Classic joke. It is so funny. That movie is so funny.
It is.
I think,
It's a
the
joke a
Rio-
second.
What's that? Oh yeah, it is. It really is.
Joke
Yeah,
a second.
yeah. It's got a Zucker brothers vibe in parts.
Did you see, Charles? I forgot if I asked you because I know how you feel about biopics in general. But did you see the Weird Al? The Weird Al. one?
No, but
It's
I've
great.
heard it's good.
great.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Daniel Radcliffe playing that part, dude. Shit, yeah. It kind of just went
It's
past
very
us
funny.
and we forgot about it.
It's
Oh, I know
very
we'd
funny.
love it. We'd love it. Yeah, we should. Thank you for reminding me of that. Because it's not really a biopic, right?
No,
like
no,
it's kind of like Walk Hard,
ridiculous.
right?
He's sort of through a Weird Al
Yeah.
lens. Yeah.
I forgot about Walk Hard. Jeez, I gotta watch that too.
Yeah.
Experience it, and I think we're more capable of handling.
They're still talking. This is the
Yes, these
longest-
promos.
Yeah,
That was another thing that New York.
Very long
TV
promos in New
yeah,
York.
very long promos in New York.
This is crazy.
They would go back and forth. Like,
Yeah.
each guy would get like.
Well, this but
three
fact,
or
all you
four-
kids with all your video games and phones, and shit,
Yeah.
you have no goddamn attention span. You couldn't sit
So
down
true.
and watch because there was nothing else
Like
on.
two old men in outfits.
Yeah.
Two old men appropriate. Well, one's appropriating a culture, the other
Yeah.
one's representing one,
Yeah,
and the other one is well on his way to being a sick pervert.
Being one of the worst humans in entertainment history. But here's the thing. When did Bruno Larry happen, Kelly?
1980.
So we're 3 years away from that, and that has one of the best goddamn promos ever. So
Oh yeah.
it's almost like they had to keep doing this boring shit just for that to happen. You know what I mean?
Hey, I mean, they were successful. At the end of the day, they drew
Yeah, they did huge
20,000
money.
people a month to the major stadiums, but it was because of the main
Incredible.
events. The main events were built up like Muhammad Ali title fights. They were
Right.
huge.
Mhm.
The
And-
undercard was just filler for the most part, with a few highlights.
With your
here
Paul
and there.
Vachon.
Yep. And also on these shows, and we'll probably see some, while you had your boring, long, stoic baby face promos, you also had Albano, the
Yeah.
Grand Wizard,
Exactly.
and Freddie Blassie cutting promos for the heels, and they're
Yeah.
like jump off the screen entertaining.
Yeah,
Dropping
like so
Albanos
many
in the chat.
hardcore fans from back then, say the reason they watched was because of the heel managers.
Oh, it was totally. It was,
And they were the consistent the heels that they managed came and went every 6 months or whatever.
was
But
this-
the
it was
managers
this-
were the same.
it was more or less the same way when I was watching in '84.
Yeah, yeah. it
All the
was
matches
still-
sucked. I was waiting for Piper's Pit.
Yeah.
Right.
Matt is saying in the chat, some of these old 1977 to 1982 promos are crazy. Have you ever
Yeah.
seen Magnificent Morocco's promos he used to cut on Tito
Yeah.
Santana?
Oh, yeah, they're the best.
honestly say,
Among other wrestlers. yeah.
I definitely have not.
I have.
Oh yeah, and there was like racist heat was a big part of all the old
Yeah.
territories. New York, maybe more so than others.
Steve King tangled in the ropes there, and the Butcher has
Yeah,
to fight right across him.
Max, me and my oldest wrestling friend, and one of my oldest friends, Joe Danza, who's been on the show a few times.
Diamond Joe.
Diamond Joe Danza. Me and him had an obsession with, because we like did early, not tape trading, but collecting and stuff, anything we could, and was to find or talk about, remember the most racist shit that they would have on TV, and just
Dangerous.
and just laugh our asses off about it in that way of, can you believe they fucking did that?
It is nuts. It is nuts. But from a promoter standpoint, I can completely understand why. And if like,
Reservation, of course, but nevertheless,
it's
Well,
good
it was-
that that's not happening anymore. Don't get me wrong.
Yes.
But at the same time,
but
hey, there's a lot of money in rage. There's a lot of money in rage.
Such a
And-
Orson Welles with the War of the Worlds.
And not to defend it at all, but when done right, the person being the slur is being pointed at usually gets their revenge on the heel or manager for saying shit like that, but occasionally not.
Right. Like as Moose says, like Roddy Piper being sorry for accepting some Mexican guy, so he played the Mexican national anthem on bagpipes, but it was La
That was with
Cucaracha.
Chavo Guerrero in Los Angeles. Here was this. So Piper's feuding with Chavo Guerrero in LA in the late 70s, I think, or maybe very early 80s. And he comes out and the crowd wants to kill him. And he apologizes to the crowd for all of his previous comments. And he was out of line, and he was going to now play the Mexican national anthem as an apology to the people on his bagpipes. And he played La Cucaracha, and the place rioted.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Jesus.
It's
We've
amazing.
lost Kelly.
Yeah.
But I think he'll be back.
He'll be back.
It's not just like it's not just amazing how audacious that was. I'm sure even then, right?
That's at least pretty creative. That's at least.
Oh yeah, and it was incredibly creative and brilliant in its own kind of way, but also just how brave it was to allow yourself to be put in that much danger.
Oh yeah,
like
oh yeah,
you know, to be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this in front of 15,000 people, and 14,000 of those people are gonna be in on the joke, even if they're Mexican. But there's gonna be 1,000 people there that are going to want to kill me. Like that is so dangerous and scary and brave in a weird,
in the
way.
ones who so and so are in on the joke, I put that number a little bit different in 1979.
Oh sure,
because then a lot of people, because you also get a lot of people caught up in the moment, you know. That happened.
Yes,
I saw
match of the night so far, you guys.
So far, yeah.
And it was a barn burger. Vachon versus I don't know who the little guy was.
That was just a jobber.
Yeah.
That's
funny. This is called All-Star Wrestling.
One of the craziest things I ever saw at a show was at a WWE house show years ago here in Colorado, where like 10th row, you know, ringside, you know, right on the aisle, whatever. Talking to this guy and his family. They're like super like friendly and nice. He's like, yeah, we came here, we're hoping to see Rey Mysterio, and I tell him, oh, he's not on this show, and like, oh yeah, this should be a lot of fun. Can't we? That. First match in, Chavo Guerrero Jr. gets on the mic and just does the typical, you fat lazy Colorado, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
This motherfucker loses his goddamn mind. And starts cursing him out in Spanish and trying to climb the fucking rail to get out. Crazy. We're having to hold him back. It was like,
how long ago was this?
It's about 10 years ago.
Crazy.
Amazing.
Crazy.
The Grand Wizard.
Here's the Wizard.
Some amazing faces back then. Is that
yeah.
Larry? Larry against Stasiak here.
Yeah, that's Stan Stasiak versus
Wow.
Larry Zbyszko.
Yeah, this could be okay. We'll see. Like I don't know.
It's two names at
Yeah.
the time. The former champion for 7 days, Stan Stasiak,
Yeah.
and
Damn it! Now we need
Zbyszko.
Kelly here. Kelly's got to get back. This is right down his street.
Zbyszko was not a job guy here, right? He was Bruno's protege /
Yeah.
and tag team champion, mid card, lovable babyface.
The heart punch specialist.
Punch specialist.
Here we go.
They didn't need a defibrillator back then. They just used Stan if someone
That's
had an issue.
Stasiak. Just punch you in the chest.
Well, they kept him around for so long, even though he wasn't very good. Great fucking like Roy Clark, Jerry Reed, fucking pork chops on
Yeah.
on Stan
He's-
Stasiak.
As Kelly would say, it combed his hair with buttered toast.
Yeah, that was
He's just arriving back, the king. Oh man, see, now we go. There we go. The most action we've seen all night.
From Matt, Larry Z will live forever because of the amount of human chess references he would try to sneak in every Monday Nitro.
Yeah,
I don't think I understand that reference.
He was a commentator during like that
Nitro.
era. Yeah.
and he was constantly he had a lot of go-tos. Constant in the ring, it's a game of human chess. References constantly. And he came up with the New World Odor was his big and he was super over. It was one of the strangest things about that hot era of WCW was somehow Larry Zbyszko, who was an announcer at the time, got super over as a babyface.
Right.
He was in the face of the NWO.
Yeah.
What year was this?
97.
Oh wow.
In the 98, to the point where he like had a match at Starrcade with Bischoff.
Right. I remember that. Dang, I think Kelly's having a tough time getting back. There he is.
I gotta watch the Attitude Era. I've never watched the Attitude Era ever in my life. I dipped into wrestling when Travis, you moved to the Lower Mainland, and you lived with my family for like 6 months or whatever it was. And we watched wrestling, and that was the only period of my life where I watched wrestling. And then Bret Hart got screwed at the Montreal Screwjob, and then I stopped because I was so distraught and felt so betrayed as a fan.
Did you watch any WCW, which was
never?
Was
I've never seen
at that time.
I have never seen an episode of WCW in my life.
That's Kelly or Kyle and Brad's bread and butter. I do think you've got your timelines mixed up a little bit because I moved to Vancouver in 98, January 98.
Okay.
And the screw job was in 97.
Fascinating. I've conflated it all together. Weird.
I know.
Weird.
And Kelly's corrected me on a couple things from my past as well. Like I thought these two big title changes from my childhood happened on the same day, but he says they're a week apart.
Yeah. Well, I didn't remember that. I just looked at the
I know
dates.
you figured it. Yeah.
I didn't remember it.
Kelly's just being
but
humble.
I'm not that good.
I've never watched any of the boom period of wrestling ever. And so I want to. I would love to, but I don't know any of the big touchstone moments, any of the big matches that people know, WrestleMania matches, WCW matches, the downfall, the rise, the Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, any of the stuff. I only know about it through osmosis. Culture. I've never watched it. I don't know anything about it.
I can tell you this about the TV. At the time, I loved the WWF Attitude Era and how crazy it was because for years and years and years, what I hated most about WWF was it was a fucking children's show. And now suddenly it's fucking insane and for quote unquote
Super raunchy, yeah.
Mhm.
you know.
Yeah,
And
it grew up with us.
and I tried to watch some of it recently because there's a lot of great famous angles and shit. In fact, anything involving Mick Foley is what I'm interested in. And the TV is terrible. It is terrible, trashy 90s television.
Yeah, it's
but
aged really bad.
But the pay-per-views had these great matches and epic great main events that just because Steve Austin was on fire and having just these incredible main events with everybody.
That's crazy.
WrestleMania X7 is really seen as like the peak or like maybe the end, right? The because it's kind of like the victory lap, right? That's the victory lap.
It was the beginning of the end because the Austin heel turn did not fucking work and business dropped.
Mm-hmm.
And then they do the invasion, which was completely botched.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's fascinating stuff, man. I wish I had the time and energy to watch that stuff.
It's a lot. Yeah. No, I couldn't imagine being like you, Max, and having to start essentially from scratch and going back. I've been a fan since I was 9 years old.
Mm-hmm. But are you secretly jealous that I've never seen
it? Jealous? No.
That's all I need to know, man. That's all I need to know.
I'm a geek. I mean, I was born for this stuff.
What's that rope attached to there?
It's to keep these unruly fans out of.
I guess so.
Out of there.
I've got it.
It's holding the whole thing up. It's a load bearing. It's a load bearing rope.
It's tied to Stephanie. It's tied to Stephanie. Don't move. Don't move.
I can't afford a goddamn babysitter in Philadelphia.
They're out of sandbags. We're 2 birds with 1 stone.
Was she born in 1977?
Yeah, I think she was born a year before Travis and I, 76. Shane's a bit older.
See, this has heat. Finally, this is good.
It's good,
guys. Yeah,
it's good, and it's two top guys.
The doctor. I love that they announced it. I love the formality with which they announced the doctor. Wow, so that's a DQ. Did you hear that at the beginning, Max? Where the formality that they announced the doctor in the building?
Oh, it's
a really nice touch.
Yeah, so you would get this like once a month.
Jeez,
like out of control, bro.
Oh God, I don't get paid enough for that.
There's some really crazy brawls from the
Holy
TV.
Crap. Get out of here, Whirly.
He's hated Whirly since he was a baby.
Yeah, this is awesome. Get the fuck out of here, Whirly.
Dick Whirly, one of the world's worst referees.
Yeah. This is great stuff, finally. Yeah, see, this is what we do this for, Max.
I went to I was in Mexico City recently, and I got to go see some CMLL Lucha Libre shows. And
nice.
The most interesting thing for me in terms of the experience was, well, 2 things. One was the venue and like, you know, how does the concession work and how did the ushers work and all that kind of stuff. But that's boring. But the second most interesting thing was the referees, because the refs there have character. The refs are characters. There are good refs and bad refs, as in there are heel refs and babyface refs. And then there was this one ref that was in every single show. I went to a show on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and there was one ref who was like 80 years old, just an old man, decrepit.
Yeah,
he was a decrepit man.
Oh my God!
It was his character.
He was really old?
It's like I don't know what's going on. But I'm curious to know, like, what do you guys think about refs with character?
Oh, let me. I'll take this one.
Buddy hates it.
In Lucha, since it's its own world and everything, I'm like, that's fine. I fucking hate it. Referees should not have characters. I hate it when referees are stealing heat from the fucking wrestlers by having to be a fucking character. You do your job and be really good at it, because a referee is a character. The referee has to play the character of that authority figure. But when you're out there posing or getting yourself over as a character, as like you're on the level of the wrestlers, I fucking hate it. And it never works. It never fucking works unless you're doing a heel like okay, the heel referee who eventually gets his come up at some, it's like Danny Davis or that kind of thing. That's always a fun angle to play. But the referee who's also a star sucks.
I agree with that sentiment.
So I will let me articulate, I think, a little bit more about how the refs works out the border.
I've seen it, and it's entertaining. I've seen it.
Oh yeah. I think it's entertaining, and I think that there's absolutely not a single human being on earth who's buying a ticket to see the refs at all.
Yeah.
But they are a factor. They're a factor. And so it's like, oh, we got a heel, we got some heels, and we got some faces. And when you see the ref, you're like, oh shit, it's a heel ref. And that's going to factor into the match in an interesting way. And for the most part, they play it straight, except for maybe one or two spots where their character kind of comes out.
Right.
And definitely, though, I will say that it does come out during the counts, which might be very controversial.
Well, that's the Rudo ref. The Rudo ref is a tradition in there. I'm more about like Dick Worley, who we just saw there. We didn't see much of it. He got this reputation of, he always stands up to the wrestlers, see, because he's kind of tough, see.
Yeah.
And he's like, and he had to have his own special kind of pants. See? And I'll tell you. And I know she's from up there, and I know she's probably a lovely person, but Aubrey Edwards drives me fucking nuts. I don't like, no, the referees shouldn't have fucking merchandise. No, you're not a fucking star.
But Robertson held on and countered very nicely.
If there is a heel ref, I think as a heel ref,
heel ref is different, but you can't just be a heel ref forever. It has to have a culmination.
Yeah, it has to have a payoff.
I would push back, because in Mexico they've proven that wrong.
Well, I think it would work in Mexico.
There are people who have been a heel ref for 40 years.
Yeah, I just don't think it would ever work here. Eventually, someone would be like, "Well, why isn't someone suspending this referee?"
Yeah.
Which is always what happens. The heel referee gets his comeuppance, and then they conveniently forget about it, and then he's a referee again, like they did with Danny Davis in '87.
Yes, it's true. Continuity is very difficult. I wish I spoke Spanish. I wish I could understand the way they do this with more nuance.
I just didn't know that. I didn't know that Jimmy Kahn was moonlighting as a wrestler.
Canadian Jimmy Kahn. I wanted. Who is this, Kelly?
It's Dewey Robertson.
Holy
shit!
Dewey Robertson and how? That's crazy.
Missing link. Yeah.
That's crazy. Wow. Where's he from originally? Max, you remember the missing link, right?
Ontario, I'm assuming.
Do you remember the missing link, Max?
I love the missing link.
Yeah, that's him. He's on the outside right now. He was the guy in the Canada.
The really jacked guy who looks like James Caan.
Yeah. Where's he from originally, Kelly?
Hamilton.
Wow.
Hold on a second. Are you trying to tell me that that guy with the white hair is the missing link?
No. That's Freddie Blassie. The missing link is on the outside.
Oh, okay. Because
that was Fuji. Yeah. Wow.
Now this is Fuji and Tanaka, right?
Tanaka.
Yeah.
Long-time tag team in New York in the 70s.
They're on the outside.
Johnny Rivera is the fourth man, if anyone cares.
Yeah.
The Duke mentioning your love of David Manning, Johnny. Speaking of he's the worst ref of all time.
David Manning in Texas.
He's worse than
literally the worst.
He's worse than Worley. He's worse than Worley.
He's worse than Worley. He's worse than Worley. Worley never actually had actual. Well, he did kind of have a feud with Larry Zbyszko in Pro Wrestling USA, but he never wrestled. They actually had David Manning wrestle,
right?
And he's just a referee.
And remember matches.
And
remember Wayne Hart, Kelly? Wayne Hart was the ref in Stampede. He was like the youngest kid, and occasionally He wasn't the youngest?
No, Owen.
Oh,
was
Owen's the
youngest.
youngest. What am I thinking?
Yeah,
Of course.
yeah.
But Wayne was. I don't know if he was the second youngest. Anyway.
Yeah. Anyways, he was like, yeah. He wasn't the wrestler of the family, but he would when he would fight back as a ref. I remember it was like a karate style, the same sort of thing they did with Eric Bischoff.
And he did wrestle occasionally, and he would wear a karate.
That's right.
We saw him.
Whatever.
Here's the missing link.
Yeah,
Yes,
just as
this
Max
is Dewey
is
Robinson.
run off to the washroom. This is good too. This is high paced.
Yeah. It's clear you know who's
Fuji
taking
and
the pinfall
Tanaka
in this.
had good matches.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the few heel tag champs that Lou Albano didn't manage.
Did he manage Fuji and Saito though?
He did, yeah.
Okay.
But for some, it's because at this time, Blassie's role was managing the foreign guys.
That's right.
Because he would manage Volkov, he would manage Spiros Arion.
He's a real.
Oh, nice. Dude,
Well,
that feels like that could be over. Yeah. All right.
That's
Is this two of three? Because it's no. Okay.
guy.
Clothesline. Probably not. It's these
Fuck
guys.
yeah. That stood out, man. That stood out from anything we've seen tonight.
Yeah,
Well,
Awesome.
that's one of the things we also discovered a lot of that older Titan shit. Where like, you know who was really fucking good? Mr. Fuji.
Fuji,
Yeah,
yeah.
Fuji was
Really
good.
fucking good.
Yep. Tanaka was really good too.
Same material. I make my
Waldo
suits.
Von Erich was also managed by Freddie Blassie.
Mm-hmm.
I
was
Had to
saying,
Killer Khan.
Max, the missing link is in the blue singlet right there in the middle.
You just missed the most exciting part of the show so far.
Here we go. They'll show
You'll
it.
get the replay.
Yeah. Abdominal stretch. Fuck. I
Yeah.
still mark
Finisher
out
at
for.
this time.
Yeah. I'll tell you what I still mark out for: abdominal stretch and Russian leg sweeps, baby.
Yeah,
I love,
but they gotta be
when
done
someone will bring out
correctly.
if someone can do a tight Russian leg sweep.
Like, here we
When
go.
you see Mr. Fuji's finisher here, Max, is awesome. Especially for 1977. Yeah.
Boom.
That's awesome. That's great. I like that song. We'll see you next time. That's fantastic. All right, so this is Johnny added this.
All right.
20 years later.
Okay,
Oh,
So I turn it up.
So yeah,
Well,
not
you
just
go
yet.
ahead. Intro.
Okay, so real quick, we've been talking about all the time how much I loved the FBI
Yes.
in ECW, the full-blooded Italians with only one actually Italian guy, the other two being Tommy Rich and Tracy Smothers. And it's my favorite fucking thing. I've discovered a ton of it that we're going to be bringing onto the show. But for this one, just want a little quick introduction. You have to turn this up because it's the funniest joke
All right.
ever is about to come up. Turn it up.
Okay.
Here we go.
Wait a minute now. A year ago, you said I couldn't beat Harley Race, and I did. Are you drinking again, Gordon?
Full-blooded Italian. He sounds very Italian.
Did you hear what he said? He's like, Gordon, you've been drinking again, Gordon? A year
Gordon.
ago, you said I couldn't beat Harley Race. You drunk, Gordon?
That is AJ Styles. Or no, Joey Styles.
He's got to
Pardon.
read this. Okay, turn it up.
It's as loud as it can get.
Okay, well then, he's got to read this.
Fine. What's the matter, you? Gotta know what's up. What do you think you do?
Hey,
Why you look so sad?
hey,
It's a not so bad.
hey!
It's a nicer place.
Shut up in your face!
Dude, that's awesome. See, that's the thing. I want to dig into, like I've said before, it's a blind spot of mine is ECW, and I have no rush to get into the Attitude Era because I experienced enough of it, and I was there when it was all happening. But to go back and watch as much ECW as possible, I am so down.
Yeah, it's
It
more
lacks a little
timeless
something
than
without the
the
original
Attitude Era.
bootleg music.
Right? Oh yeah, like
Yeah,
like
you
the
need the
big
full
cat. The
experience
big
of-
cat brought us that Spike Dudley fucking Mike Austin match. It was fucking insane, dude. Max, Spike Dudley goes through 3 tables to the outside in the first 90 seconds. It's a mess. Mike Awesome was a monster.
Yeah, and Mike Awesome was a big guy for ECW, but big guy Spike Dudley weighed 150 pounds.
Right. Yeah. So this is and barely like this would have been like among the when I was really falling for wrestling, and I don't think I've ever seen this match. Macho Man is, I think, the champion at this time, the WWF champion, world champion. But I don't think I've ever seen him.
Oh, nice tie dye in the crowd there. Always got a good eye for that. Because I don't mention how stunning Elizabeth looks. I noticed the tie dye on the guy in the front row. Wow.
That's your Pornhub search.
Mm-hmm. Tie dye
patterns.
Tie dye BPWs.
Can I ask how old do you think?
Okay, I don't like.
I know you said it. You said it, but that's pretty good.
I don't like to pick mine. But
Max, you're saying?
This is a please don't please. I mean, there's 4 of us in the thing, and there's 7 of us in the chat. But please, I am
and
curious.
Hundreds on YouTube.
How old do you think Miss Elizabeth is right now?
She passed away a few years ago, Max.
Yeah, a number of years ago. But at this stage in this
yes, no, yes, I want to know how old she is in this.
What
is her age in this?
In her 20s, I'd imagine.
Let's say like 88. Yeah, this is 88 or 89. I would say 31. It would be a guess. Maybe Kelly will know.
I'm gonna find out right now.
What's the question?
She was born in 1960. This is 28 years old.
Yeah.
Right?
Who was born in 1960? Oh, Morella.
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth.
No. Oh, Elizabeth.
That's who Kelly notices first. That's Kelly's late night.
Well, I knew it wasn't
search.
Andre. And I knew it was Savage, and I don't know why I went to Morella. Maybe he was. I don't know.
Morella botch.
No, he would be younger than Elizabeth, I would guess.
Morella botch counts. Kelly, have you seen this match? Did you just go for a run? Just had a little out of breath. I don't know, you just had a little out of breath.
Yeah, well, I am a little sick.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But what are you doing, Kelly? Your microphone is insane right now.
It's like right next to your nose.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I don't even know what I look like.
No, I'll tell you, you look fine.
No,
it's just
I'm on a different device than I was at first.
Oh, okay, that's what it is.
Because my computer just started doing updates in the middle of it for whatever reason.
Okay. Keep it a little further away from your nose would be my only advice.
I'm just trying to get rid of the video completely.
It's not your video. The video's fine. It's the audio. Yeah, the mic is too close to your nose because we're getting like a. What can you tell me about this match? We're not getting any commentary.
And there's only 9 people in the chat.
I know. We'll never hit double digits.
Darth Vader. It happens. It's happened on occasion. We've hit 20 in the past.
I've never seen this. No. I'm not.
It's funny. We have no commentary.
Like the international.
There's no commentary on this. Wow.
Shows because it's from like a Superstars taping or whatever.
Right.
Yeah. The only match I remember them having on TV was on Saturday Night's Main Event, and this isn't that.
Right. Yeah, I was really curious.
But it's from around the same time, right? Isn't Macho the champ in this?
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Anyway, let's enjoy it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're at double digits now, my friends. In your face.
Welcome, chat participant number 10.
It could be Johnny because he's gone out for a smoke, so you never know.
Oh yeah, it probably is. So it's cheating. It doesn't count.
To the taps, brother. That's what he says. Shit.
To the taps. That
Kelly,
microphone.
what are you doing with this goddamn mic? You have
Sorry,
to stop
I don't know.
messing with it.
Just keep it a little further away from your mouth is all I would advise.
What are you doing?
It must be different on my tablet than it is on the laptop.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, okay.
Because I'm no different than what I do on the laptop.
Interesting.
So give me some context here, Trav, on this match. There's no commentary, which is super weird. Are you trying to tell me that this match was never on TV, was not part of a pay-per-view, was not part of canon? What is the deal?
Well, it looks like, I think maybe they might have recorded commentary at some other time because it's still shot like it has. I don't know why we're getting this. So just get a DQ out of it. Interesting. I was wondering how they would have booked this. Yeah, because as we were talking about,
is there a date on it that
I couldn't see. Well, I was guessing 88, right? Because he still, look at his gear. It's still before Mega Powers.
Yeah, it's 88. I'd say it's not long after he won.
Yeah,
the title based on his trunks.
Right, like maybe they ran a bunch of like rematches.
How much of a geek I am.
Yeah, but like they ran rematches from Mania or something. You know what I mean? Or like because that was the main event of.
No, the main.
Oh
event
no, it was
Savage
and DiBiase, but like by proxy, right? Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, they were all connected.
Yeah. Moose figures out April 21st, 88.
Okay, yeah. So like a month.
When did Princess Bride come out?
I want to say 87. Yeah,
it was 87.
Same year as the Joshua Tree.
That was post Princess Bride. Amazing.
It came out not long after Andre turned heel, actually.
Right.
Which is funny timing.
Matt's wondering if it's from an international feed.
That's what I'm guessing. I'm going to take a look here. I can find it now with the date. April 21st.
I love that Andre biography comic. Oh man.
Yeah.
I mean, I know there was a couple that came out right next to each other, but what was the one that was more
novel?
Yeah.
By Box Brown.
Yeah, it's excellent. Yeah. Some of the stuff from really on set where like the way he draws. Hey, we're gonna get back to us in high school, Kelly. One of my is Extreme and Boys to Men.
Those were the big two.
This is a Japanese commercial they did back around that. I love it. Only 15 seconds. And this is our from the year we graduated, Kelly.
1995.
1995, a year that's infamous for being terrible for wrestling. And I picked two guys who really stood out from this era. One of which our boy Matt P gave me an autographed picture of. Oh, this is when Horowitz was getting his push. I had no idea.
Yeah. He finally won a match.
Mm-hmm.
He beat Skip.
And that's who this is. I think this is the rematch.
Yeah. This is maybe the one he won, I think. He had done a losing streak gimmick in Florida 10 years before, so when he was Jack Hart, Barry Horowitz. So they basically plugged it in to the WWF, the exact same thing.
So is she in jail now?
She's being sentenced in a week or so.
Right.
It sounds pretty bad.
Yeah.
Probably. Also, we're getting the whole match.
Yeah. Another draw, baby. No, they weren't doing draws in 95. That was one of the bonuses about 95 television.
Yeah.
It was all these Nickelodeon true. Colors, but it was all like, really.
They had done really well with the kids in the 80s, and they kept riding that train.
So it was like they tried to go a little younger. Yeah.
They were trying to go.
The steroid scandal. Vince was being extra careful on what he was putting on TV because he didn't want to give any ammunition to anybody when he was on trial.
And he was also just completely out of touch. Everything. Here's the thing about 95, because I was watching at this time.
So were we.
Yeah, and the thing was, there were so many talented fucking wrestlers on this show that you stuck around. Like you'd put up with shit like I'd be like Skip and Sonny. Go fuck yourself. I'm like, I knew that was Chris Candido. I read about him. I'm like, okay, you don't want to call him Chris Candido? Fine. Skip. His name is Skip. That sucks. you know, but he's a great fucking wrestler. And you also had Brett, Owen, Diesel, Michaels, Ramon, 1, 2, 3 Kid all up around top. So you had these great matches going on, but so much hokey horse shit.
Yeah. For me, if it wasn't for Brett being a main eventer, I would have stopped watching years before this. That's what kept me going.
We didn't have a big posse in terms of wrestling buddies in '95. That's for sure, Kelly.
No,
My
you were
poor
a total
ex-wife would
loser
watch.
if you
My poor
admitted-
ex-wife would watch this with me.
Yeah,
you had to basically, it was a secret thing, kind of.
Yeah,
in high school for us.
This again, back to the Attitude
all the
Era.
cool people thought wrestling was lame as hell.
Well, that's why, like, you know, 2 years later, it's a completely different promotion.
Yeah, that was what made it so funny, is that suddenly it was the most popular thing after being so unpopular
right around this before. And right around this time, WCW becomes competitive and then kicks their ass. You know, for the proverbial 83 weeks, and they had to change. And
1, 2, 3, yeah,
that's it. I remember watching this. I remember
Horowitz win, baby. Get a Horowitz win on my birthday. That's all I want. Do you believe in miracles?
JR did all the cliches of like Al Michaels and Harry Carey with the Cubs win. Yeah,
that's awesome.
This is the second time they've done this angle.
I was explaining it to the guys before you were gone, Johnny.
But the first time was in Florida, and he won by using a loaded glove, and he turned heel.
Right. And joined a stable.
Percy Pringle.
Yippee! Pringle's stable, yeah.
She's going to jail for a long time.
It's too bad.
I shouldn't laugh, but
it's a real drag.
Well, I don't feel sorry for her, but I mean,
no, and she wasn't too apologetic for it right after it.
So. But let me tell you another thing. At this time, I didn't mind them calling her Sunny, because holy macaroni!
Oh, she's a knockout, man, unbelievable.
And she was a knockout, but she was also a great performer. That's why when they brought in Sable and she kind of took a back seat, I was like, Sable can't do this. She can. I also didn't know she was already a fucking mess at that time.
Yeah, total self-destruction. Because she could have been so huge. Should have been so huge.
This leads to the Barry Horowitz mini push, where he eventually teams up with a newly babyface Hakushi.
Yes.
And they have these vignettes where he's teaching Hakushi the joys of Jewish cuisine, bringing him home for matzo ball soup.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. This is a commercial that Kelly and I would have been brought up with. I'm gonna go get a beer and I'll be right back.
Andy turned up the volume.
Yeah, I know that.
You got to hear it because it's classic. This was a city anthem, and apparently, like other cities, like in the States, had like the same song essentially, just with the name changed to whatever city it was. Milwaukee was one that I know.
Really? That definitely did not happen in the Northeast.
You didn't have.
You might be surprised. It happened in hundreds of cities, I think.
Yeah, there's
was it hundreds?
There's an episode of This American Life.
He hit that guy
I don't think it was 100.
He hit that guy in the head.
It was an 80s thing.
I don't remember.
Brad Marsh, there's Eddie, baby.
Well, there's Eddie, baby.
I don't remember a
2 and 7.
A New York City. Well, no, there was I Love New York, but that was a tourist thing.
All right, and here we go.
Philadelphia one.
The day of my 12th birthday.
Wow!
Look at this. Who's this clown?
I want to give. a shout out to Duke here. Who said I like Sunny better than Sable in the '90s? Duke,
Pete Montana.
I can tell you that is the earliest Sunny clip I've ever seen in my life, and I have a very vague memory of Sunny and Sable from the Attitude Era.
Yeah,
and Sable meant nothing to me, and Sunny meant nothing to me. But having seen Sunny in that clip that we just saw, she was clearly a star.
Yeah.
She was clearly locked in, understood what the mission was.
Yeah.
And
she got wrestling. She was a fan.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. She was killing it. She was absolutely killing it.
Yeah.
It makes me even sadder now.
I know.
I haven't seen that.
Like her and Candido were high school sweethearts. They both were wrestling fans. He goes down to Knoxville to work for Cornette, and she goes along with him. Jim Cornette sees her, and they make her a character. Her character there was Tammy Lynn Sitch, and that she went to the same school as Hillary Clinton, and she was basically getting Hillary Clinton heat in the South.
Yes,
and it was great.
Great Gamma legend.
Oh, great Gamma.
Yeah.
So this is literally just a few weeks before the territory shut down. This is very late.
Really?
I don't know if I've ever seen it. Yeah, because it didn't survive.
Who's the manager here?
Abdul Weasel.
Abdul Weasel. What do you think of that, Johnny?
Weasel?
Yeah. Weasel. Yep.
Jesus Christ.
You got it.
Bruce Hart was booking, of course.
Yeah. Say like KY Wakamatsu and Abdul Weasel.
Yeah.
Come from the same mind. Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I don't know.
Pretty much all the manager.
There's something about KY Wakamatsu that just rolls off the tongue in a very entertaining way.
Matt P saying this is Dr. Hannibal he's against. What do we know about? Is it Luther? Holy shit.
Luther.
Wow. So cool. Tony Storm's butler now. That's incredible.
Right.
Yeah.
Really, really close friend of our buddy Kevin Banner. That's so cool. We met Kelly, you weren't with me when did you meet Luther with me when we got to go backstage?
No, I've never been backstage. I'm not that big time.
I love that he's the what character? He's the in Sunset Boulevard. He's the
right, the bad butler, right. The guy that is just
that's who he is. But I don't like that they have him painting his skin so he looks like he's literally black and white.
Really? I didn't notice that.
Like he wears gray makeup.
I'll bet you they'll drop that. I do like that they've given I think that works for Tony Storm a lot. That's one of the few things. Like I don't watch Dynamite, but I just get clips of everything and I see what she's doing, and I think that really works for her.
It does, but she needs an editor because some of it's getting too stupid. Like she comes down to the ring. She doesn't walk down to the ring like Norma Desmond. She walks down to the ring like she's maniacally lost her mind.
I know. I kind of like it.
But then she's like, I'm smuggling oranges in my ass. I'm like, what the fuck? No.
That made no sense. I'm sure that was a last minute.
You really got something here. You really got something here. The butler works. You got something.
She's having fun. It's unique, especially for their women's division. I really like it.
I like it too, but it could be better because there's no editors.
So. Yeah, the red, yellow, and
blue. Gotta
rein
these talents in, right, Max?
Yes, whips. They need whips.
Back from his international jet setting long enough to pay
jet setting.
Hilarious, Tommy Car. But the red, yellow, and blue ropes were near the end. I remember.
He
still looks only 39. Wow.
You don't look a day over 52. Wonder how old Gamma is at this time.
Such a hilarious number to land on. Why would he say that number? 39? Oh god.
Because of Jack Benny, right?
Oh, it's not Luther. He tagged with Luther.
Wait, that can't be Luther. Luther's
tagged with Luther, and FMW is Dr. Hannibal. We saw Kelly and I saw Luther wrestle as Atomic Punk back at the Victoria, not Pavilion. It was the Victoria Community Center. Yeah.
Atomic Punk.
Yeah. Oh, also a name of a Game Boy game.
See now, Kelly, that Calgary Stampede logo that I'm such a fan of. in the middle of the ring, that's what you need to get your giant back tattoo of. That'd be
but done the Samoan way.
The Samoan way with just a hammer
please,
hammer and nails.
I'll get right on that.
See if Julia will do it for you.
Yeah, maybe. She's a Jill of all trades.
Dude. Kelly, I gotta tell you, be on the lookout for I don't want frilly. We're looking for a frilly tuxedo. You can find like one of those old like powder blue tuxedos.
Yeah.
If she comes across any, let us know. Okay, once we know. Nothing confirmed
personally,
yet.
I've never seen one, but
I know. I can only imagine. Hard to come by. Yeah.
God knows there was a lot of them in the 70s.
But it can't just be Travis. It can't just be any random tuxedo. It has to.
I know.
Fit the
I
person.
know.
I was about to say, I know what you're talking about. You're gonna have to be a little bit more specific.
I know.
About the size of the.
But
tuxedo.
we haven't confirmed anything yet. So.
Hey, you know what? I mean, he's a bigger guy, but if you get a good tailor, and I know he's still alive, get in touch with #1 Paul Jones and see if he's got any just lying around.
Perfect. Yeah, I think we figured it out.
Matt is saying there's a fairly infamous outdoor hardcore match floating out there where Hannibal and Luther team against Sabu and Sheik.
Yeah, I heard Sabu talk about that on Jericho's podcast last year, or at least working with those guys.
Oh, wow. Cobra Clutch. Yeah, he had the Cobra Clutch back then. I mean, I didn't know about Sergeant Slaughter growing up, so I always associated the Cobra Clutch with
really, you didn't have G.I. Joe either?
Well, I knew who he was, but did he ever use in the cartoon? Did he ever use the Cobra Clutch?
Yeah, he used it on He used it on someone in basic training and actually killed him. And it was, they didn't. They only
dishonorably discharged.
Yeah, they only. But it was a trap. But it was all fake by Cobra.
Right. Is that Johnny Smith?
Is that John?
Yes. Yeah.
I remember when Johnny Smith showed up in ECW was one of those places that would occasionally have just guys show up out of nowhere and just be there for a little bit. That's the first time I saw Johnny Rich. I mean, not Johnny Rich.
Johnny Smith? Crazy. I had no idea. I don't know much about his career. I mean,
it was brief. He did a lot of work in Japan where he was like a solid mid.
That is. I've said this before. One of my favorite stable names. First time I saw it in the magazines was Karachi Vice. I was like, that sounds. I read it and I'm like, that sounds fucking cool. I don't know anything about it, but it sounds cool.
Yeah, I remember those shirts.
No, Johnny Smith has a Karachi Vice shirt on.
That's a good looking shirt for a wrestling t-shirt.
Was Gamma talking about coming back here at the end? Like, is this like a last minute Hail Mary to try to keep things alive, bring back one of their best heels?
Maybe. Because I think he was. I don't remember Gamma being around at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys know that Gamma Singh made an appearance at the Dungeon Pro Wrestling show last month?
Yeah, I've seen him. I've seen pictures there. I'd love to see a Dungeon show.
Mm-hmm.
Brady was telling me Brett is booking those shows.
Yes.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
That. Yeah.
Like he's heavily involved. Yeah, that's wild.
It's his promotion, I'm sure.
Well, I thought it was the other Hart brothers or a couple. I thought it was like Smith and somebody.
Well, Smith is.
For Christ's sake.
Away. Yeah. This is
Ross Hart, maybe.
There's Wild Eyes right there.
Okay, this clown in the cowboy suit looks like he's missing a few chromosomes. And so does stroke victim Joey Styles.
Total loser. I don't know why they used him.
That's Larry Cameron, right?
Yeah, Lethal Larry Cameron.
I underestimated you last week. I took you a little light. Everybody saw I picked you up off the mat.
Bill Hicks managed this guy? I mean, I am a Bill Hicks fucking historian. I did not know he managed Lethal Larry Cameron.
Amazing. Yeah. To take a screenshot of this and post it on Twitter and get 1 million views.
Dude, you screenshot this and say, didn't know Bill Hicks managed. This will fucking take off. That looks exactly like Bill Hicks.
It's shocking. It's shocking. And it's the perfect period of time where nobody really knows w's real and what's not real. So, especially about Bill Hicks. So I would say go for it. Treat yourself, Johnny. Treat yourself.
Yep. You know, in between shitty gigs at the local Chuckle Hut, he managed Lethal Larry Cameron.
I got this guy dressing like a cowboy next to me. Foolish. His
Pete Montana.
That's his name.
Yeah.
Does he have a Budweiser logo on his stupid shirt?
Yes, I do. Even though I'm only 17 and a half, Mr. Hedgepath.
He's got a Simpsons level overbite, this guy.
Totally. I think that's a mustache. That's just blended in with this, but it does look like it. Don't have a cow, Lethal Larry. All right, we'll be right back. Huh. Hey, buddy. That's what he'd talk. He'd be like one of those guys. Oh no, he's the guy who sold them their in the season 1 sold them their
Albert Brooks. Sold them the
you can tell your son it has a satellite dish.
Who's the mask guy?
Yeah, I was gonna say, who's the beautiful masked wrestler?
Mr. Wrestling great. Number 7, says Matt P.
It looks like he's wearing his mask inside out accidentally.
He's got the Lyman from Garfield mustache. Says Matt. Yes. That's John's brother, right?
Lyman.
Yeah. No, they were friends.
No, that was his gay roommate who then left Odie with him.
Yeah. He just vanished. Odie stayed.
That's what you guys should do, is find the long-term early the ones that would go over a week or two of Garfield strips, where like he'd be trying to set where he'd have to go to the vet.
Angel. Nice.
That's what you guys should do on Imaginary Stew.
I'd rather not. Garfield was like funny for a month. Or like the first paperback.
I loved Garfield when I was a kid.
Yeah, me too.
I had the first like dozen, I believe.
Yeah, that's when I really knew I was old at teaching school, when a teacher told me she was going to work in Abu Dhabi, and I'm like, oh, you mean like normal? Yeah, so funny.
Okay, so who's the mask guy with the sweet ass on the outside? That is not the same masked man.
Sweet. Oh. I think it is.
Is it?
Well, why would it be somebody different?
Because that guy didn't have a build like that. That's ridiculous.
Well, he had a jacket on. You couldn't tell. Anyway, his name's the Archangel, for those scoring it. Yeah.
All right.
Johnny Smith was good.
Yes, he was.
He was good, but because you knew he was Davey Boy Smith's brother, you just felt like you were getting like the cheap knockoff. It was like Gallagher too.
But that's what he was being billed at. He wasn't legit.
Cousin. No, I think he was a legit cousin. I don't think he was ever billed as his brother.
I remember he'd always call Owen Omar.
Yes.
Oh, Omar Hart, you little punk.
He was a great heel, with the accent. He was like a hooligan.
Why did they call him Omar? What was that supposed to be? I don't get it.
I don't know.
Okay, so Bill Hicks's wrestling manager name is Vinny Valentine. I just heard them say his name.
Cool.
Ah, for Christ's sakes, this shit sucks.
I got 1 foot out the door.
I got 1 foot out the door and 1 in the grave, and I'm still
the Flames just signed Joey Mullen.
Yeah,
so I am. We are on the path to a Stanley Cup.
And I'm stuck here with this bullshit.
Defending champions at this point.
And Waylon Nayland, Sarah Palin would be that's Moose. Just again, he's building up points in the Twitch chat so he can highlight these. The first one he did was boobs, and now he just did Ed Whalen, Nayland, Sarah Palin.
I wonder what that would sound like.
Archangel.
It's gonna be a ring-a-ding-dong.
It's gonna be a ring-a-ding-dong dandy.
Oh gee, that's a lot of pubes.
Fakes the shot, takes the shot. That was from hockey.
Yeah. Oh gee. Moose. I thought you got the pencil out there, Johnny, because Moose says there's the title.
Well, which one?
Malfunction at
Oh
the
geez.
junction.
Oh geez, there's a lot of pubes.
Sorry, Sarah, that was a malfunction at the junction.
That's
Trust
a lot
me,
of pubes.
trust me. When I do the re-listen, that's definitely going on the fucking list.
I sincerely hope Denise is not in the chat.
We haven't seen her in a while. She was there last week. She was there last show.
Okay, Denise and others totally know what this show is all about.
Yeah.
This is
And some of them
nothing
don't
but
have.
chick-
Some of them just have it on in the background while they're doing stuff.
I'm kidding. Don't worry.
Oh wow. Trying to prevent him. Come on, grab that. Grab the. Oh, look at that.
Stampede, they always
Half
had to
crap.
have multiple managers. It was a total Stampede thing.
Right.
It was
Each
never
guy has
enough
their
to have
own
just
manager?
one guy. You always had to have two managers.
Too many paychecks.
Yeah. I don't know why. And often a woman too as valet.
Mm-hmm.
Bruce Hart. One manager's good. Two managers and a valet. That's even better.
That's money. That's how you draw money. And
You don't actually have to pay him.
Hot dogs and handshakes.
Bill Hicks is just doing this for shits and giggles.
There was a referee in Stampede at this time who was the father of somebody that we went to junior high with.
Oh, really?
Briefly, Travis. Yeah.
Of who?
I forget his name, but you remember Phil Ma?
Yes, of
He
course.
was friends with him, and he always told the story that he went to his house and Abdul Weasel was there hanging out with his dad.
Holy shit.
And I think there were some other Stampede guys there too. And there was a dog, and Abdul Weasel was acting like he was afraid of the dog the whole time. Or maybe legit afraid of the dog. It was like a little like a chihuahua or something.
He was just practicing how much he could work the kids back then.
Yeah.
He's always working, Abdul Weasel.
Yeah, I forget who the kid's name was. He didn't stay for long in our
It's such a
school.
weird thing to do. What is he going to do? Like the kids are going to start bringing dogs to the matches?
I think he was probably maybe just legit afraid of the dog.
Maybe he was actually afraid of the dog.
Yeah.
I'm surprised Bruce didn't figure that out and work it into a storyline.
You know, these wrestlers are so full of shit. He was afraid of my little fucking chihuahua. You know.
Who's that?
Yeah, who's Bobby Lee? Comedian Bobby Lee.
Samu something or other. I should find these cards at the end here.
I didn't know a Bobby Lee reference was gonna fucking
I
get
was
you,
just
man.
hadn't thought about him in a while.
I just today finished watching the 7-part documentary series on the Comedy Store, and Bobby Lee's all over it.
Matt says Sumuhara or something like that.
Sumuhara, yeah. Who knows? He's probably like
Yeah, okay,
someone
that's
who
the same
became
guy, man.
huge
That
in
jacket,
Japan in the
was
90s.
hiding a fucking ripped body and
Yeah.
sweet ass.
Like he looks like he's got. It looks like he's got a big career of it ahead of him, right? Like he looks like he could. Looks like the Patriot.
Patriot.
What was the name of that wrestler?
Del Wilkes. Del
yeah.
Wilkes,
Del
the
Wilkes,
Patriot.
yeah.
And one of the Gilbert brothers was the Dark Patriot. He was like the evil
That's right.
Patriot.
Doug
Brett always spoke highly of that guy.
Yeah, he
If-
wasn't
from what I
bad.
recall,
He,
yeah.
he wasn't bad. They
They
brought him
worked
into
the program.
WWF in 1997, and the gimmick was so hokey for 1997.
It was, yeah.
It
And-
was too late.
And he had already developed a massive pill problem. He sold the gimmick to Sal Sincere, who then used it on the Indies.
Matt
it's
says,
it's
"It
Firebreaker
legit
Chip.
Is Firebreaker Chip?
It's
What does that
Firebreaker Chip.
mean?
Is the
that mean?
Archangel?
Okay, what does Firebreaker Chip mean? Okay, in WCW, one of the worst gimmicks of all time was I can't remember what they called them. It wasn't the first responders.
The
but it was
Patriots.
It was the Patriots, and it was
The
a
Patriots.
firefighter and a veteran. And the firefighter his wrestling name was Firebreaker Chip. So, which is like maybe one of the worst names ever given to a professional wrestler. The other one I can't remember, but Firebreaker Chip was.
Oh yeah, I can't
awful.
remember either.
I don't
Not
know,
bad.
guys. I gotta tell you, I think I like the name Firebreaker Chip.
Todd Champion was the other
Yeah,
one.
Todd Champion was the other one. I can't remember what his. he
Todd
had another one.
Champion is also good.
I think he was just Todd Champion.
Yeah, but he had a
and
soldier
Firebreaker
gimmick.
Chip.
Didn't he have a soldier gimmick?
They should be
Soldier and a
teammates. Yeah, you're
firefighter.
right. They seem like two guys who should be. Look at that Calvin T-shirt in the front row. That's pretty awesome.
The first Gulf War.
Ooh,
I think it was based.
That's the end of that guy's career.
That's the end of Bobby Lee. He's going to Mad TV after this.
Yeah, no more. Holy crap, that was ugly.
Let's try it again.
Yeah,
that's what he
A
wanted to do.
move.
Really, that was
The
sloppy,
Firebreaker
Johnny.
chip. I remember reading a story about the Firebreaker chip angered him so much because he knew how shitty it was and hated it that guys ribbed him about it backstage, and he used to. Get
I was
into fights.
enjoying.
He used to get into fights over it.
That House of Fire from what was his name? Suahara.
That's not now.
Yeah, but it's game over. Yeah. That wasn't a bad match.
Hell, I mean,
compared to what we've seen tonight, it's in the top 3. Top 4, I'd say. We got some good stuff at the end of
It's
that.
your birthday.
WWE.
I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you. It's your birthday.
Probably the worst group of footage we've ever
I think
watched.
it's up there. It's up
In a
there.
long time.
Welcome back, Max.
Happy birthday, Mr. President.
Just a bad chat. We were just saying this is some
That's
of the
why.
worst
That's why
wrestling we've
Max.
watched
That's
in a
why
while.
Max is more concerned with the chat room than the shitty fucking wrestling that we put on for the. That's our mission statement.
You gotta
Thanks,
support.
Hey!
You gotta support the chat.
Here's Omar.
Yeah. Thank you, Moose.
Is he wearing a rope belt?
Perhaps.
I don't know. Oh, Mr. Feeney. I remember. Who in Boy Meets World? What's the name of that
William
actor?
Daniels.
Yeah.
Rob Feeney, the head chef of Cactus Club in
No.
I don't know what you're talking about.
They still haven't got to the main event on Full Gear. Oh my god.
Crazy.
Well, that's someone made the joke that MJF will be fine by the end of this because he'd have healed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Owen Hart, my first favorite wrestler. So
I'm sorry. Is Mystery Titans Theater going up against
Full Gear?
Yeah.
We always record. Dude, pay-per-views are on Saturdays now. We always do. Again. Our Twitch followers, we love them. But they're they're part of the show. The show lives on YouTube for everyone to watch it whenever. Okay, what's this horse shit?
So we got
so Bill Hicks, young Bill
Hicks and the Jabberwockies.
Yeah, and the Jabberwockies.
That's the show. Two of your henchmen did this. They grabbed him by the shirt.
Look at Eddie. Eddie's gonna get fined. He's got to be careful.
I don't care if you've got pancreatic cancer. Get the fuck off my stage.
Goes back to, here comes the Shockmaster with his back to us here.
Dear Lord. Poor Eddie.
Suddenly, Travis very, very sensitive about people getting fined. Weird.
Yes.
The sad end of Stampede Wrestling, folks.
Yeah, sorry about that.
The Blackhearts. The Blackhearts. This can't be the same Blackhearts that I'm thinking of. That one of them was Gangrel, and the other one, God, I can't think of who the other one was.
Could be.
Look at this.
Look at the one in the back.
Yeah.
Now you see me. Now you don't. Now you see me. Now you don't.
Duke, we love you anyways, buddy.
The Duke says, I was Canadian and love those patriotic American gimmicks, Jim Duggan, Lex Luger, Patriot. And I will say this, that I remember being at your house, Travis, when I was maybe 4, 5, 6, 7 years old. And just the osmosis.
Get the fuck out of here. Yeah.
The osmosis of wrestling. At the time, those characters were clearly heroes,
Right.
And when you're 5, 6, 7 years old,
We almost had a
dare you
Canadian
how
commercial.
dare you question,
Yeah.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan for me is like I've never seen a single Hacksaw Jim Duggan match, but if he walked into the room right now, I would feel totally comfortable. In fact, I'd feel safer.
Well, you know what? Because you know why? Because he's very cuddly.
Yeah.
He's a cuddler. He's a cuddler.
He's a strong guy. He's a strong guy.
We got DJP and Goldie Rogers was a
Mainstay.
stalwart.
Yeah.
And this ref, oh boy, you want to talk about a ref who I hated that.
Oh,
We've
this
talked
is your
about
guy
him
with the
before,
cards,
John.
right?
Yeah,
This is your guy with
Jurgen
the
Herman.
cards.
Yeah,
Jurgen Herman.
one yellow card.
Didn't he
Yeah,
have
they
a
had
whistle too?
Rod-
Yeah, he's got the
Did
whistle.
the announcer not just say Goldie Rogers speaks English?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Shocking revelation.
To look at the guy, you'd think, he spoke
You'd think he was
Mongolian.
Chinese, but no, he's not.
He looks to be of Nordic descent.
You think he's a goddamn crowd?
He's wrestling with his shades on. That's awesome.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah, I saw Goldie the first live wrestling show I ever saw. Ooh, I think he wrestled Chris Benoit. To be honest with you, the first wrestling show I ever saw in Sundre, Alberta.
Sundre, Alberta.
You saw Chris Benoit wrestle.
Dude, I patted Chris Benoit's back after that match.
Right.
So I
That
can
was
remember.
The butterfly
How
effect.
old were you?
That was the first concussion. That's what led
Maybe
to everyone.
9 or 10.
Who brought you
Travis
there?
Woloshyn is the reason.
A friend of mine, I have a friend, Scott Conlon. Shout out to Scott Conlon. Yeah, he still lives in Calgary.
Wow, that was a quickie.
Yeah. You remember Scott Conlon, Kelly Nelson?
Yes,
Yeah.
I do remember Scott Conlon.
Yeah. Yeah, and they were like our families were really tight for a while. They were on the same bowling teams, and I was like really good friends with Scott. And,
Right, he went to Western High School, right?
right, because that's where his dad taught.
I'm off to teach some punks.
Yes. Speaking of teaching,
did he wear the bandana?
is
at
it
school?
Bruce Hart here? Max was our
Sadly,
substitute
no.
teacher more than once, and all he would do is talk about wrestling because we would ask him about it. Right?
Of course.
Easiest gig. That he
No
ever had.
time. No time for the Industrial Revolution today. These guys have questions about Bad Company.
Amazing.
That's too long for a title.
I know, but that was it was so funny, man. And I remember there was like
Wait. Hold on a second. Are you trying
What's
to
that?
tell me, Travis,
yes.
that you walked into, I don't know what, elementary school or
No, it's a junior high.
Junior high.
and you walked in and this guy here, Bruce Hart,
Bruce
was
Hart.
your substitute
teacher. Yes.
Mhm.
More than
Oh my
once.
God.
Kelly and I.
More than once.
Yeah.
Okay, here's what I find fascinating. You two guys work together in a professional wrestling promotion and known each other forever, and Travis has never told you this story that I've heard literally.
Oh, well,
300
because
times.
Max and I don't see pictures of Bruce Hart all the time when we hang out. We see Bruce Hart often on this show.
The
So of course
Youngbloods-
it's gonna
oh,
come.
I love I love their music.
Here we go.
Is that what did the Youngbloods do?
Also, Youngblood is
brother, everybody get together.
Youngblood is a song by Bad Company, oddly enough. So it just shows you that Bruce did not have a very extensive record collection.
Yes, this might be that same Black Hearts I thought. This might be the Black Hearts I thought. One of these guys might be
Because some of them look like they're onto bigger and better things. Not the fellows in
Apocalypse.
black. Apocalypse or some bullshit, whatever his name is. What happened to Fred and Archie?
See, here we go, ballet.
This girl's hair is insane.
Yeah, she's like Spike from Degrassi. Nice snap suplex. Yeah, who is this?
Okay, I'm looking
trying to
guys
figure
up.
it out.
I'm looking at
Yeah.
the Black Hearts here. The Black Hearts started in Stampede as the Bastard Sons of Stu Hart, a story created by Booker Bruce Hart.
Of course.
Wow.
That's
Oh,
fantastic.
wow.
And these are the Bastard Sons of. I've been dropping seed all over this great land. I'm a very prolific
The
comer.
baker's dozen wasn't enough for me.
I'm a very prolific comer.
Blackheart Apocalypse and Blackheart Destruction were their names.
Yeah, I don't. Luna. Yeah,
Comer.
one of them definitely is Gangrel because Luna was their manager at some point.
Prolific comer.
Blackheart Apocalypse.
Sounds like an ECW gimmick.
Blackheart Apocalypse was the ex-husband of Luna Vachon, and he was trained by Boris Malenko and Rusty Brooks.
Hey,
The
He also
Zelig,
wrestled as
our
Nick
boy.
Flair at one point.
Max, Rusty Brooks was my favorite WWF jobber in like 1984. So much so that when I first got online and joined like my first message board and you had to like pick your names, I was Rusty Brooks for years.
That is a that's a strange thing, man.
Blackheart Destruction is the cousin of Jim Neidhart.
Oh,
My first Johnny, my first email address was Randy the Nerf Easy. I can't even say it aloud than loud.
Randy the Nerf Eater.
Yeah.
Yes. I remember that.
I said Rusty Brooks is pretty tame by
Like that's your
It
thing
is.
is you ate Nerf.
Nerf Eater.
Oh, this
Yes.
is Benoit and Wellington.
Randy.
Jesus.
Yeah, I thought that was
it's
Biff Wellington. I thought that
It's
was
Biff
Wellington.
and Benoit. Oh, and
And it's
hey,
Benoit.
and
Okay.
a nice little Benoit match for
Yeah.
one on your birthday.
Yeah.
That's funny. We didn't even recognize him.
Oh, we should have known when with like that
The name
execution.
threw me off. Youngbloods. I was thinking it was
Rob,
some
poor
new
choice
guy.
of words. Poor choice of words,
Oh
Travis.
boy, yeah, yeah. Also bad company. Hey yo, I'll be right back.
They actually died like within a week of each other too. Benoit and
Oh
Wellington.
my god.
Clearly, all Kevin
Wellington, yeah,
Sullivan's
about a
doing,
week
right?
before
Yeah, Kevin
Benoit's crazy shit.
So did the black hearts have these masks like have like black mesh eyes, so that it just looks like a black hood with no eyes?
I guess.
It's kind of cool. Just like muggers.
The bastard sons of Stu Hart. Wow.
Bastard sons of Stu Hart.
Right.
Hey, Dad. Why is it? Why is it?
Mhm.
I mean, he started off real good.
Got a great idea.
It's almost like it's on purpose. I wouldn't like to believe that. It's almost like it's on purpose at times.
How about you fucked around on Mom? Because clearly these guys are our age.
Oof.
The double axe handle.
Nice double axe handle.
From a long distance.
Now,
What do you think would hurt more, Kelly? A double axe handle or an elbow? We're like,
What was that from?
that was like a friend of an older brother of a friend of yours.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I remember,
wasn't sure if
this story.
I told that
I
story.
remember this story.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like serious. We were just, we were into
It's
wrestling.
clearly
but he
the
was,
elbow.
like,
The elbow's
wanting to
pointy.
talk about like serious tactics.
Yes.
So what is a more devastating move? Double axe handle or a flying elbow?
Now the blunt force trauma of the axe handle, as someone who recently suffered blunt force trauma, can be distressing. But that pointy elbow, I got to imagine, just causes more pain.
Especially from the Pirate Princess, Kairi Sane. Best elbow, best flying elbow in all the wrestling.
I need to look around. It's great and everything, but also at times they're just like, yes, and there's 100 pounds landing.
Yeah, but she like that's the way that you can drive that shit down, right? Like the way she like fucking lowers it. I love Kairi Sane. My favorite wrestlers.
So Rick has finally messaged me if you want to invite him. Can you still do that?
Sure.
Rick B. Lee at Gmail.
Okay.
It's never too late for no one to join the party.
Sorry, get that out of here.
Certainly has. And
So is it Biff Wellington or did he go by Beef?
Both.
Okay. So Biff Wellington, and Benoit are called the Youngbloods. Is that their name?
Mhm.
Even though Biff Wellington has a Larry Fine haircut.
Yeah.
He's a Youngblood.
Well, he wasn't that old, but yeah. Benoit would have been only like 20, early 20s.
It's like every time I've talked about like that Canadian indie wrestler that I fell in love with, the comedy guy Beef Wellington, and everyone always thinks I'm talking about this guy. I was like, oh no, completely different.
Right. Yeah.
The Duke says, I believe it was a double axe handle that Superman was finally able to kill Doomsday with, and I think he's right.
Okay.
So that
Hey, point
settles the
taken. Point
argument.
taken.
Yeah.
Although the argument was in 1986, so that was before
Yeah.
before Doomsday.
Yeah, but how many of those pointy, bony elbows killed Superman in the process?
Technically, it didn't kill Doomsday either. It
Yeah, I know. He
just
woke up on the asteroid.
momentarily put him in a coma or something. I don't know what it was.
Oh, I remember it all ridiculously because I was so super into this Superman line.
There's
of
that
comics
snap.
At that time.
No, I've read it. It's been a long time. Yeah.
Man.
The
Yeah.
Eradicator throws his body onto an asteroid and tosses him in outer space, and then the last shot of the comic.
The Eradicator. Thank you, Moose, by
Yeah,
the way,
we're
correcting
laughing.
us. Correcting us. The Eradicator was the name of Rick Lee is in the house. The Eradicator was the name of that Kids in the Hall character, not the Annihilator. Wow.
Better late than never.
In the chat, joining the show tonight, CEO of Chorus Entertainment. He's still muted right now, but Canadian media legend.
Yeah, right.
Rick Lee.
Get out of here.
Hey, Rick.
Wow, it truly is a happy birthday. Thanks, pal.
Happy birthday, Trav. Stampede
Thank you.
Wrestling? Is that what you guys are
That's
watching?
right. That's right. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
1989, November 17th. Rick, you remember Max, right? Max, you
Yes,
remember my
Max.
buddy
How you
Rick
doing, my
from
friend?
way back when?
Rick Lee, absolute pleasure to see you again.
Awesome. I love it. Hello,
And his,
John.
and Johnny, our buddy Johnny. This is Rick. I met him the same day I met Kelly Nelson in seventh grade.
Oh man!
Just a
hey, Rick.
few
Rick,
months
it's a
before
pleasure
this.
to meet you. You're just in time for a Chris Benoit match.
Yeah. Perfect timing. There's Eddie.
Yeah, the great.
This is all bullshit. Get out of here. Go
We
fuck
don't know
yourself.
what we're doing. It's time to
Fuck
move
yourself
on.
on the fucking network.
This is right. It's 89, right after the Flames are riding high.
Yeah. Defending champs. All that promise still ahead of them before all the playoff jokes.
Right. We barely remember this guy in the middle here, Rick.
I was gonna say
Tom Montana, was that his name?
Pete Montana.
Pete Montana, who's totally wearing Budweiser gear from head to toe.
I have a question for Travis and Rick.
Yeah.
Do you remember the song that you did the video karaoke to at the Stampede?
All right. Well, there's it's songs actually.
there's the plural songs. Yeah.
Yeah, and we opened with our buddy and maybe potential guest, hey Kelly, Kevin Clarkson was our first. We did "If I Had $1 Million" by
Yes.
Bare Naked Ladies,
Yeah.
and then we followed up the year we graduated. Two guys who had not a booby touched among them, and we sang "I Want Your
Hey, come on
Sex."
now.
I want your sex. Yeah,
Amazing. This is
Which is online, by the way, Trav. There's a YouTube link.
That's right. Yeah. Oh, awesome. Oh my God. We should put that in the Patreon. Now. Well, okay, we're about to, because we've only got about 10 minutes left here, but we do a Patreon with Max afterwards, including a couple short matches. But yeah, maybe we'll throw that in. That's a good choice. Sounds great.
I have it right here. Like, who do I send it to, or do I put it on the chat?
Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. Perfect.
Oh my god, we all have to watch this, please.
I forgot about that.
This cannot be for the Patreon. This
Oh,
has
all
to
right,
be for
okay.
public consumption.
No, this has to be for the Patreon because we make here's the point of the Patreon is to give them something to pay for. And that
100%.
sounds like something that if I wasn't part of this, I'd pay for it. So everyone out there on YouTube and you guys in the Twitch too, I know you guys too. If you haven't already, subscribe to the Patreon. $5 to see this.
Yeah.
Plus
Somebody
all the other shit. Plus all the other great stuff that we have up on our Patreon.
Yeah. Somebody buy Duke membership for goodness sake.
So how old were you guys when you did this?
Ooh, 18 was it?
Yeah,
No, 17.
17. I'm still 17.
17. And this is online?
Yeah, it was right. I put it online when George Michael passed on Christmas Day.
Amazing.
So that was my
Beautiful.
I love it. I love it, Rick.
Incredible.
Well, we're getting a huge main event.
Yeah, this is a good main event. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, the main event is watching this karaoke video. That's the main event.
I love it.
I don't know if it can live up to Larry Cameron and Owen Hart here.
Yeah. No. Owen Hart is my first favorite wrestler. And this is, so how long until he was back in WWF then, Kelly?
Owen?
Yeah.
About 2 years.
Really? So what was he doing? Oh, so did he go off to Japan for a bit then, right?
He did, and he actually had a cup of coffee in WCW.
That's right. That's right.
Max, did you ever see Calgary Stampede live or Stampede?
I never. Sorry.
Oh no! He's thinking about I Want Your Sex.
I was.
He had to watch it.
I was gonna ask John, but he just left.
I've already put it on my phone.
When was Stampede Wrestling? When was it filmed? Was it filmed on like
Friday night?
And then they
it was the next day. Yeah,
the next day. Okay.
It was butchered by Eddie into 45 minutes.
Somebody's wearing a Calvin shirt. Do you see that? Is that a Calvin
I see it.
Yeah, Calvin. Yeah, we've mentioned it more than once already.
Okay.
Not licensed by the great Bill Watterson. Nothing ever was, which is what's great about him, is that he never. Go ahead, Max. Now that you've.
Oh yeah, sorry.
You were coughing.
Yeah, God, I know. I have a split second memory that is in my mind about Stampede Wrestling.
Yeah,
and it's from being in Travis's family home's basement.
Yeah,
on the TV,
dungeon.
and Jason the Terrible is like doing something, and that's the only thing I have any memory of. And it was like in the middle of the afternoon. It was probably like a Sunday or a Monday. It was just
Saturday. It was probably, yeah.
I must have been so young. But I do have that stuck in my mind, and I remember it actually,
Bulldog, baby.
Bulldog time.
Just in time for Rick, baby. The fly.
Do the Bulldog.
The fly. I know. A couple people do. We talk about it. Dustin Rhodes still does a Bulldog. CM Punk will do a Bulldog every now and again, but he's not working anytime soon. I bet you I could get Tony Baroni to do a Bulldog for me. That would make me really happy. He knows. He knows I love like I said, Russian leg sweep.
Another one. This is the only move.
No,
not this
John,
time.
how about you? John, did you see any Calgary Stampede Wrestling when you were
younger?
Dude, I had in the 80s. I didn't have
everything
cable.
else.
I didn't have cable, but we had everything. We had everything because I got New York and Philly local TV and UHF, and wrestling was huge. I got everything almost. But no, I read about all this in the magazines, so I knew the names. Like I was saying before, Karachi Vice. I was like, I don't know what that is, but it sounds fucking cool, and all the magazines were just we're putting over Owen Hart as like the greatest thing ever. When he was
rookie of the year
before he was in WWF.
Yeah.
So this was across the country, right? Like, or was this just in?
Yeah, because this is from TSN actually. This.
Oh wow.
This taping, yeah, because TSN would have it on but it was like a couple weeks
Nice.
out of
Man,
date
he's at-
compared to Calgary.
Yeah.
And it
It's
was
so
also
many
90
moves in
minutes
this match.
instead of an hour, from what I remember. But we would never watch it on TSN because we'd already seen it
Right.
in
1, 2,
Calgary a
and
couple
7.
weeks before. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that would have been
So you were like the
national, though.
snobs of the Canadian wrestling
Yeah.
scene?
That's right.
Yeah, we already know. We know. I know what Owen Hart did. I know what Owen
Hipsters.
Hart did.
Well, we would have known from social studies class when Bruce told us what was going
Bruce
to
Hart.
happen.
Yeah. So you know what? I'm pretty sure PK Wakamatsu came from one of you guys. You guys gave him the ideas. Well, whatever it was, because all these dumb pun names sound like something children would come up with.
Yeah, it's quite true.
Was that why? That's why he was teaching. He was getting ideas from you fuckheads.
It's quite possible. Oh wow! What a
drop kick!
Missile drop kick!
What a shin drop!
Yeah, no shit. This has been good though. I mean, of course it has been.
Yeah.
Oh,
and Larry Cameron's good.
Yeah, he's good.
Oh.
No, Archangel.
Archangel.
Wearing camo pants.
You've got a dynamite ass. Oh, pile driver onto the AstroTurf.
Got a heavenly ass.
Onto the
putting green.
Putting green. What was the what's the Price is Right game? Putt to win.
Right. Yeah,
remember Bob would never miss, but they edited it around it.
Count out.
You know, every time he'd just go, think of the chicks, think of the chick. Right,
right in the hole.
Think of the Barker's beauties. Barker's beauties, Barker. Right in the hole. And I think it all sucks.
I'm quitting again.
Anyways.
Goddamn, I got bigger fish.
Joe Lotto's face-off percentage, top of the league.
See, TSN wrestling.
TSN Wild.
Yeah.
So this is DJ Peterson?
Yes.
Yeah, because the only other thing he did, he was like a top guy in the dying days of the AWA.
And wasn't he in World Class on one of the shows we watched not too long ago?
Yes, he was.
He was on the Cotton Bowl show, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. That's right.
Look at Eddie loving this this hostility. I love it.
God damn, finally two guys who look like fucking stars.
Why don't you kiss? Why don't the two of you give each other a little peck on the cheek?
Jesus. Pete Montana was probably the one who was
standing there. Pete Montana. You know, Eddie Wales like, can you believe I got to hang around with this cocksucker in the fucking hat?
He would never swear. Eddie Whalen would never swear on camera. He's a goddamn professional. Manzi, maybe. I'd say Ron Mans would swear any Sports at 11 episode. You have no idea who that is.
I don't, but it's still funny. So
80s Calgary late night TV.
Figure it out. I just figured this is like one of the last episodes of this dying promotion. He doesn't give a shit.
It is. We never got the payoff to this. We never got DJ Peterson and Larry Cameron. Damn.
Yeah, he's like, I know I haven't cursed for 40 goddamn years, but fuck this. I'm off to hockey.
This would have been the heel turn. I'm sick
what
of
the fuck am I doing here?
Fucking hat and face, Pete Montana.
You and your stupid mustache, that hat's gotta go.
That's what they were building to, was a big time match between these two guys.
It's true. Couple crimson masks. Like it was ECW.
Strangling him with the mic cord.
With his tie.
He is my inspiration. All right, so we say goodbye here, you guys. We got 30 seconds to say farewell. Thank you, Max, for joining us. Thanks, Rick, for joining us at the end here. But we are going to stick around and no, we're going to do the Patreon after this. But this is it for the Twitch
everyone.
show. Yeah. So much fun. Thanks, birthday, dude. Travis. Thanks everybody in the chat. Yeah, thanks, Trav. Guys. Thank you guys. Lots of fun. Another fun show. Next, what's our next show? Well, it's supposed to be Pete Schermacher, but so it's
Some-
open.
some
And
mystery.
I'm gonna be in
Yeah,
New
so we'll see.
Jersey.
Oh no, wait,
Hey,
what
here
am
we
I
go.
talking about?
We got a little more
Wait,
to come.
we got a recap. Everybody, enjoy.
On a Friday night that saw the debut of Rashad Tyson,
Amazing.
Top Speed, Tommy Chan, Matt Bronson.
Oh, Max, those promo things you did on Twitter look fucking dope, man.
Yeah, as I said, the newest match graphics are so good. Casey Ferreira.
Oh God.
Member of the Boombox.
Max, remind me, I have a story about Casey's fans I want to tell you during while we're.
Oh, really? Okay.
No, it's good. This is all very good.
Saturday, after a brief photo op with our sponsor and Stone Cold.
It's Autumn 316.
Tony Baroni and the debuting Nick Pesky in an intense face-off.
Look at this lariat. Ooh, we love it.
Over Reloaded. In the aftermath.
Hey, okay, now I'm already on these guys' side. Okay, go fuck yourself.
It's official. Jackie Lee versus Nick Pesky.
Nick Pesky's got good mustache game. I'm a fan.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
his lariat
exactly like you, bro.
Yeah. His lariat is called the Pesky Piss Missile, Johnny. We'll never say it.
You know what? And I know that. I saw that online, and I like it.
Benson made it clear that this
The Benson heel turn.
To stay. Next, bitter rivals, the Entourage versus the Time Bandits. The night took a dramatic twist when Malibu revealed their mystery partner.
Tonight, we introduce you to the mildly electrifying man in sports entertainment, introducing the Porn.
This reaction of Suede is killer, man. Funk, pardon me.
Okay, this was wild because we were like bullshitting about stuff because you never tell me what you're doing, but you sort of hinted at this. And I remember at one point you were showing me the last one. I was like, I think Parm needs to turn heel, and you're just like,
stay tuned, pal.
And like 2 weeks later, he turns heel.
A shocking show of disrespect was not enough for Lincoln to lay hands on Parm. Travis Williams was not nearly as reserved.
Fuck, look at that splash.
Him and his partner are getting all kinds of fucking praise
everywhere. Yeah,
so
him and Judas.
Yeah, him and Judas
and Evan.
After the match,
because they worked AEW, right?
Yeah. That had a great chant after that.
Oh wow, there's gonna be dysentery.
Yeah, we're all figuring out how to do that joke.
Time Bandit saga concludes.
Well, there's gonna have to be fucking cannibalism.
Next, Wild Eyes amped up the
excitement. All right, here we go.
Main event.
This is what it's not going to be much of a Christmas for my family.
Karen from accounting, Evan Rivers, and Nicole Matthews broke out, sending shockwaves through the arena.
Are you Luke Skywalker here?
Yes.
Semblance of sanity.
I must report that Wild Eyes has
I haven't told my family yet.
Wow, that's a hefty fine, Trev.
Yeah.
There's gonna be no Christmas.
But you're a professional.
I gotta work on it. I know, I'm working on it. I'm learning.
It was Icarus who came out on top.
I used to get pelted with snowballs announcing at Frozen Dead Guy Days in front of thousands. You think I ever went crazy and attacked anybody? No, because I knew what I was doing. Okay, this is
fine 2,500.
November 25th.
Spirit board as to avoid copyright from the Parker Brothers Corporation.
Smart.
I will make you understand that I am the guide to salvation. Let me save you.
It's official. On November 25th, the mysterious Michael Richard Blaze arrives to take on Stephen Crow.
The ghost of Christmas future is on his way.
Win against Rex Rothschild.
I'll work on it, dude.
Losing the match, Rothschild and his tag partner, the Gambler, did not want to give up the fight. Thankfully,
And then the glass broke.
Steve Autumn.
And then she two Starbucks cops.
Who is it?
Izzy, baby. Oh, wow.
Izzy. I thought it was Izzy. Yeah.
Main events.
That's good.
Evan Rivers defending the Golden Haunches against Coco Flash. The winner will fight for a shot at the Vancouver City.
Oh, so Coco went full heel?
I has been for a while. We're trying, but he keeps, you know.
Coco has been heel from day one, but he's just learning, you know, kind of how to be.
No, because the show I did when we talked, one of my favorite things was, he's like, I don't really ever work heel, and I've got this thing I want to fucking say. Could you announce it? And it was some like ridiculous thing he came up with, and I was like, yeah, I'll make it work. I did. After the show, he found me. It was just like, dude, that was fucking great.
Awesome.
Oh, great. That's awesome to hear.
Yeah, he's awesome. He's always full of happiness every time he rolls in the door, man. Awesome on the latest podcast. And yeah, as I said on my latest podcast, this is my favorite wrestler in the world right now is Nicole Matthews.
The next Vancouver City champion. Despite Matthew's strength and experience, TFA secured a controversial victory, handing Matthews her first pinfall loss thanks to Kyle Vine. The curtains close on an epic night.
But you see him rocking out at the end here, Ricky. Well, that made me pop good. All right, so this is the official end of the show. Come to Vancouver, you guys. Come to a Boom show.
Come to Vancouver. Go to Boom. Hey, amazingly, there's stuff on. There's some stuff floating around there on YouTube. People check it out.
At ringside.
There's lots of stuff on YouTube. Go to the YouTube channel and watch the YouTube channel.
Sounds good.